You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Have you been hurt? Been backstabbed? Got a talking back team? Well, you're not alone. No. Escaping to another reality. Through Dominic Wilkins' good books, audio books, paperback, ebook, good books. Available on authordwilkinsgoodbooks.com.
Hi, this is author Yvette-Bentley, author of Thirst No More, A Woman's Journey to Restoration, and you are listening to Jerry Royce Live at positivepower21.org.
You are listening to positivepower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Scott. Hi, I'm Teresa Powell.
Hi, Jerry. I'm Sandra Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Barbie with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Byrne. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show. Hey, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dahlia the Poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Ramon Marquis with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin in, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.authorBillPowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane, is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional, and exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Writing Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to WritingRoyaltyPromotions.com and check us out.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to PositivePower21.org. I am Jerry Royce Live, and you're listening to episode 334 with author Yvette-Bentley. She's here to talk about her new book, Thirst No More, A Woman's Journey to Restoration. But before we bring her on, let's get a message from Pastor Gerald Manuel.
Hi, if you're struggling with your relationship or you just can't seem to find the right one, author Gerald Manuel has written an enlightening new book entitled How to Identify Your Spiritual Soulmate. You may order a copy today from Amazon.com or at BarnesandNoble.com. This book is sure to answer many of the questions you may have. Thank you, and God bless you.
I am Arthur Crystal Alexis, and I'm on Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. Woohoo!
That's right. You tell them, Crystal. You're online. You're streaming with me now. And I tell you guys, you got to plug in to Jerry Royce Live on PositivePower21.org with all these exciting guests. That's right. They throw down here. They tell their story. If you want to hear a good story, a really good story, you got to come to PositivePower21.org. And tonight, Yvette-Bentley is here to tell a good story. Let me read her bio before we bring her on. Louisville, Kentucky. Yvette-Bentley has always enjoyed creative writing, but it wasn't until recent years that she decided to pursue an active career as an author. Enhancing the Journey was Yvette's freshman publication in early 2012. Yvette quickly became an avid learner and embraced each component of the publishing process from start to finish, which has solidified her foundation as an author as well as a literary entrepreneur. Yvette found her own publishing company, Right Type Publishing, in 2014 and published her next title, Thirst No More, A Woman's Journey to Restoration, in early 2015, which debuted on Amazon's Top 100 in the biography and memoir short read division, as well as the top 5 in Amazon new releases in the same category on the first 5 days of its release. In October 2014, Yvette was welcomed to a group of Christian literary women who compiled a short story anthology project entitled Love, Hope, and Faith that was produced by national best-selling Christian fiction author Vanessa Wilson and published in March 2015. Yvette is a member of Joshua Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church in Louisville, Kentucky, under the leadership of Pastor David L. Snarden. She works with the following ministries: Sunday School, Women's Bible Study Ministry, that's a mouthful, Women's Ministry Society, Strategic Leadership Team, and anywhere else within the church she can make herself available. Yvette is a member of the Sisters of Ruth Book Club and the Impact Writers Group. She has contributed numerous articles for newsletters and local magazines. She has also been featured guest on a number of internet radio shows, including Inspirational Talk with Tennille, Awakening Internet Radio, and Jerry Royce Live. That's right, this is her second time around. Yvette also hosts a monthly teleconference called Candid Conversation, headlining a variety of self-help topics and engages her audience in candid and transparent conversation. In addition, Yvette is a public speaker, workshop facilitator, life coach who has a passion for connecting with women who seek restoration in their lives. In her spare time, she enjoys reading, bowling, and live music, traveling and relaxing with friends and her extended family members. That must be the people on Facebook. All right, Yvette-Bentley, welcome to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide. How you doing tonight?
Good evening, Jerry. I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I see your bio got a little thicker there.
Yes. I've been busy since I was here visiting you last. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
That's right. A great thing.
That's right. Working in the Lord. That's right. You're working for the Lord. Working for the Lord.
Yeah. Yes, he is. It's been a fantastic year, 2015.
Yeah, just getting started. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. You ready for your first question?
I think so.
All right. The first question who is Yvette Wilson Bentley, the author?
You just said who I ain't. No, I'm just kidding. Who am I? I am a female who, first of all, tried to live my life according to God's will for me to the best of my ability, that lives by a simple creed of trust God, clean help, and help others. That's as simple as it gets for me.
Yeah, I see. Now, you've been doing a whole lot in the world, helping people. Well, mostly helping women, I see. Tell us a little bit about some of these special projects you have going on with the church. Anything big going on that you like to spread,
Yeah, we've got a lot of things going on. Actually, my church is in high gear. We are preparing to celebrate our centennial, our 100-year anniversary in November. Being in the same location in the Black community, yes, that means something, that stands for something. And so we've got a variety of different things going on. We're having a women's tea, and we're publishing a commemorative book, and a few other things that I can't remember at the moment, but it's just a lot of great things that are going on. Our pastor's anniversary actually is this weekend coming, 4 years that he's been our pastor, and working with the Sunday school, working closely with the Sunday school superintendent in preparation for Vacation Bible School this summer. Still working actively with the women's ministries, and as I stated in my bio, wherever I can get in, that I can be used, because sometimes, we need, an extra set of hands. So if I can, donate mine to a cause, I do.
That's right. Now you sound like a very grateful person. Volunteering all this time, helping people, helping God's people. Tell us, what are you seeing right now? What's going on in the streets right now with people coming to your church asking for help? What are you seeing the most of right now where people need help?
It's so much going on. It's so much going on. A lot of what's going on here in Louisville, we're dealing with a lot of murders here in our city right now. A lot of murders, a lot of shootings, a lot of stabbings, and it's the young people that we're seeing a lot of. I mean, practically every time you turn on the TV, the news, it's something, or you're getting an alert, on your cell phone that something has happened. Just seeing a whole lot of disparity. Just a lot of people are just full of despair and just like they've lost all hope, if they ever even had any hope at all. And that is, part of the motivation that led me to write Thirst No More, because, I know what that's like because I've been there. I know what it's like to walk down the street feeling like I had no purpose, no direction, no anything. And I just felt like that it was time for me to kind of pull some things together about my story into one place. I mean, because I don't hesitate to tell anybody any part of my life. It's an open book. But I wanted to centralize some specific things and parallel that to a story in the Bible, and one that I identify with the most is the Samaritan woman.
All right. Now, we got a lot of new people listening to the show. I tell you guys all the time, we're streaming in over 15 countries. They haven't heard your story yet because I can't remember what episode it was. So tell us a little bit about your background. What was Yvette-Bentley like before, she came to the light, decided to, walk into God's house and start being a humble servant? What was she like?
Well, I was, the average, kid. I'm the oldest of three sisters. Up until I was 8 years old, I was in a 2-parent home. We were provided for well. I had grandparents that spoiled me rotten. There wasn't anything that I would necessarily say was abnormal or dysfunction about my childhood. It was just my childhood.
Right.
Once my parents divorced, I blamed my mother. It was all her fault. I became rebellious. I made up my mind that I was going to do what I wanted to do. No one was going to stop me. Basically I adopted that mindset for about 21 years, which led to teenage pregnancy, which led to sexual assault, which led to the use of alcohol and drugs, inappropriate sexual behavior, and a variety of other things. And, that mindset wanting to do it my way, almost got me 6 feet under before my time. It almost got me sent to prison, and other consequences. But God had a plan for me to do something more than where I was headed. So at the age of 31, I was being tired and too scared to live and too scared to die. And he led me to treatment to address my alcohol and drug issues. And, I was 31, and I had been sober almost 19 years. I turned 50 years old the 3rd of this month. And by his grace, I still stand. I'm here.
Yeah. Wow. So you was doing you went a hardcore about 15 years from, I guess the time your dad left to 31, just living hard.
Yeah, and I thought I liked it rough, and I prided myself on that, trying to fit in, wanting to belong. And really what I found myself doing was, stuck in the middle. I didn't belong with the roughnecks in the street. I didn't belong in the world that I was brought up in. So it's like, where do I fit in here? I am stuck. I don't know what to do, which way to go. They don't want me over here, and they won't accept me over there. What do I do? And even in my first couple of years of recovery, I struggled with that because I felt like I had to do certain things or that I had to give up certain things to fit in. And the only thing that I needed to do to fit in was to acknowledge that I am a child of God. And that fits me in wherever I need to be.
So you didn't really get a chance to run with no gangs or anything because you weren't really, built for that. Is that what you said?
Well, no, I didn't have that kind of heart. I mean, I might have acted like I did, but not for real. I didn't, not for real. I mean, there was a limit to my madness.
Yeah.
It really was.
So who was your running mates? So who was your running mates?
I had running mates
with drugs and alcohol.
I had running mates, in the neighborhood. The best way that I can describe how my life used to be before I went to treatment at 31 is my life was like, remember this movie in the 70s called Looking for Mr. Goodbar, where Diane Keaton was a teacher by day and a hooker by night? That was me.
Whoa.
That's the best way I can describe my life. It was living that double life, that I was this professional during the day, but as soon as nighttime came, the freaks come out at night. That was me.
Yeah. So when it got dark.
Yeah, when it got dark, it was on. It was on. And, only by the grace of God, I didn't meet my fate, like she did. She gets killed, in the end. And, by God's grace, that didn't define me and my story. And I'm still here. But I know that, again, he has, some things for me to do. So I know today that my life is not really mine anymore. And, I try to do something every day to show my gratitude to God for allowing me another opportunity to live right, to live life, in the right way. And as a result of that, he allowed me to live on this side of life for my parents to be able to see it before he called them home. So my parents and my grandparents were able to leave this world and didn't have to worry about if they were going to get a call that I was dead in a crack house, or if they had to come and identify me as Yvette-Bentley rather than Jane Doe 492, and that old type of stuff, or found in a dumpster, or body parts floating down the Ohio River. So yes, I am grateful.
That's very awesome. Now, Yvette, tell us a little bit about the involvement with the Sisters of the Roof Book Club. Tell us about that.
Oh, yes, Sisters of the Roof Book Club, best book club in the Louisville area. Yes. I've been with the book club Oh, goodness, almost 5 years now. And
how many
just
members?
a fantastic.
How many members?
It's about 10 of us, and they are just fantastic. I owe them so much because joining the book club is really where I began to build my foundation to rededicate my love for reading as well as, my love for writing. Those women have pushed me and encouraged me to write, and to publish. And even when I thought I couldn't, they were like, you can do it. You can do it. I mean, cheering me on, praying with me, and it has just been a phenomenal experience being with them. We travel together, we laugh, we cry, and we have a real sisterhood that I just can't even put into words how wonderful it is. But what I can tell you is that whenever we get together, God is in the midst. Believe that.
Amen. Awesome. Sound like an awesome group of ladies. If you guys listening, I'm shout out to Sisters of Ruth Book Club. All right. And you mentioned another group called Impact Writers Group. What is that all about?
Oh, yes. Well, that's a group that I joined a couple of years ago. That group is headed up by Kendra Norman Holmes, another Christian fiction writer. And I am not as active with them physically as I would like to be because most of them live like in the Georgia and Alabama area, and I'm in Kentucky. However, they are available, for me to bounce off ideas and critique, things that I have written, and just supportive and there to answer questions. I mean, they are, my literary brothers and sisters, my sounding board, and just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful group of people. And I'm just praying as the group, the mission and the purpose of the group is being reconditioned at this time, that God is going to make a way for me to be able to physically spend more time with them because they are just a wonderful group of people.
Awesome. Shout out to them. Impact. That's right. Impact Writers Group. All right. Man, you got some exciting things going. It's good to meet people. All right. Now, also in your bio, you mentioned a monthly teleconference, Candid Conversation. What platform is that?
Well, I have been using free conferencing. I had not been on, guessing about a couple of months, and part of that was because I had been ill and unable to do it. But it is just basically, as it says, I will introduce, a topic like depression or stress or overeating, just various things that we deal with in life. And I may speak on it for about 10 minutes or so, and then just open up the line for people to comment, to ask questions, to share their experience, and kind of just let the conversation flow. And that's exactly what it is. It's a conversation. So, I make it a point to not allow it to become big I and little you, because that's not what it's about. Because as long as everyone has a voice that they can speak, we all have something to bring to the table. And it is something that I am going to start back up again. I'm going to do a little tweaking to the format, just very little, because I like it, and the people that called regularly, they liked it too. But I'm looking to start back up probably in June, but I just wanted to make sure that, got to keep it going. But, in the mix of all that too, I started a new job in November, so I had a lot of things going on at one time, and it was just like, I got to put something on hold for a minute, and that was it.
Yeah, you can't do everything. All right. Now, You're a public speaker, workshop facilitator, and a life coach. All right. Tell us about that business venture.
Okay. Well, those are new things. Those are brand new, things that I am embarking on. That the workshop facilitator, I feel, very comfortable in advertising that role. And I think a lot of the confidence with that comes with the fact that I teach Sunday school. So I'm used to presenting material to a group of people. And let me tell you, I teach the senior Sunday school class, and they don't play. They start on time. Sunday school starts at 9:30, okay? On the dot. And you can't half-step. You have to know your material. They will call you out. But, they don't mess around. You have to come prepared. That really, that's my foundation, is teaching, that class. So I don't have any issue with that. As far as the coaching, I am currently studying a coaching program. But, with the life coaching, I don't feel like it's so much even a formalized thing that I have to do, because it's something I believe I do all the time. When I talk to people. Yeah, that's right. I do that every day, all day. Even at work, I have a group of, women, younger women, at work. Miss Yvette, can you da-da-da-da-da, or Miss Yvette, da-da-da, so it's just a part of living, as I know it. And it's just basically passing on, what's been freely given to me. But, those are just some brand new things that I'm looking to embark on, and, and we'll see where God takes me, in those directions. And if those are not the directions that he wants me to go in, then he will show me how to reshape and repurpose them for another direction or for another purpose.
That's right. Amen. Amen. Now, Yvette, we're coming up on a break now. When we get back, we're going to talk to you about Right Type Publishing. We're going to talk about your new book. We got to talk about your new book. That's why she's here. Thirst No More, A Woman's Journey to Restoration. Now, that's a nonfiction book, Yvette.
It's nonfiction.
All right. I think Jerry Royce Live posted it as a fiction book, but we'll fix that on the website. Don't forget, you guys are streaming, off of Spreaker.com/Positive Power 21. Don't forget about PositivePower21.org, the website where you can listen to all our archive shows, any show that's in order. You can listen to us 24/7. You can just wake up and just listen to us, browse our pages, check out some of the authors' displays. It links you right to Amazon. You can make a quick purchase. That's what it's there for. Let's take this quick break with my man, James Deshay. He's the poet, romance man.
Are you looking for a great book of poetry that is romantic, heartfelt, and full of male emotion? Then get Thoughts, Love, and Reflections by James K. Deshay. That's Deshay. Go to www.jamesdeshay.com. You will enjoy Thoughts, Love, and Reflections.
Are you an avid reader of urban fiction, looking for drama, suspense, and more? Reedswell Publishing is dedicated to bringing the world's best literature to our readers. Urban fiction, erotica, sci-fi, mainstream fiction, and children's literature are just some of the genres produced by our diversified family of authors. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, www.reedswellpublishing.com.
Hey everyone, this is Tanika Gonzalez, spoken word poet. Whenever I'm online, I'm always listening to Jerry Royce Live. You can find Jerry on www.spreaker.com. Positive Power 21.
That's right. You tell them, Tanika. You listen to Jerry Royce Live worldwide on positivepower21.org. So don't forget, y'all, spread the word and share. That's right, independent media. That's right. I know you guys getting tired of mainstream. They play the same stuff all day long, even on the XM dial. Man, they be killing us. So at least out here, y'all, you can choose what you want to hear. And you know, I'm streaming gospel music. And man, you're talking about some beautiful voices. Check us out on Sundays or our archives on Spreaker.com/PositivePower21 and listen to our gospel music radio streaming out of Florida. That's right, and I tape it too. And you hear some beautiful voices of some independent artists. Man, voices you just can't find in any store. So check it out, y'all. You're gonna love. I heard some songs, Yvette, that blew my mind. Then I didn't write it down, and like now I can't find them. Yeah, beautiful voices, man. Unbelievable, boy, the talent they found down in Florida. Well, they all over the world, but they stream them. He records the shows right out of a Florida studio and stream it here in Maryland, Baltimore. That's right. Right out of positivepower21.org. All right, we're talking Yvette Wilson-Bentley, the author of. That's right. She is the author of a brand new book, Thirst No More, A Woman's Journey to Restoration, available on Kindle. Is that available in paperback, Yvette?
Yes, it is.
All right. Oh, shoot. Let me pull it up right here on Amazon. I'm looking right at it. That's right. Kindle price $2.99. Look like they slashed the price a little bit on the print version. Look like they was asking for $10.99. So
yes, but I also have the print version available on my site.
Oh, good for you.
Which, of course, if you buy it directly from me.
Right. Get it from her at Y. Wilson. That's right. Y. Wilson, Bentley, like the car.com. So you can't forget that. All right. Y. Wilson, Bentley. All right. Yvette, your creative self. What's going on with this book? Tell us a little bit about it. Why should we buy it?
Well, as I said, if you... well, for those that really want to know a little more about who Yvette Wilson-Bentley really is, this is a great place to start with this book. I call it from, I have coined a series called From a Parishioner's Perspective. As I said, I'm paralleling part of my life as it relates to the story of the Samaritan woman's meeting with Jesus at Jacob's Well, which is found in the book of John chapter 4. I can relate a lot to this story because this was a woman who basically had ran out of options as far as living her life, being an outcast in the community, and thought that all hope was lost. You know, and although her circumstances were different than mine, the methods were the same and the end result was the same. And, you know, she had an encounter, you know, with Christ you know, he let her know, you know, that if she drink of the living water, she would never thirst again. And that was ministering to her spirit, you know, not so much her physical body. And when I decided to sincerely make a change in my life in 1997 and not put God on the bargaining table like I used to, you know, I used to pray those prayers, oh God, if you do this, I'll do that. You know, because that went on for a long time. You know, when I decided to give up that prayer life, you know, and be humble and be sincere, then, you know, he made himself available to me. And my life has not been the same. You know, it has not been the same. And just like that woman, I was an empty bucket. I was running around here dry, dehydrated, spiritually dehydrated. And, he began to fill me, with the living water, with the Holy Spirit. And, I cannot take any credit for who I am today. I just can't. I just can't, right. Because in and of myself, I should have been dead or in prison. I ain't confused. I'm not confused.
So who's this book for, Yvette? Who would benefit the most from this book?
This book is, I love women, and and it's not to say that I don't love the fellas, because I do. But this book is for anyone. This book is for anyone, man or woman, who wants a simplistic message of someone sharing their experience of how they came to begin a relationship with God. Because one thing that was pointed out to me by one of my big literary sisters is that she admired the way that I write because it's simplistic. That I keep my messages simple. And that really stuck out with me when she made that comment. And so what I thought about is meeting people where they are. Again, no big eyes, no little U's. Yeah. Meeting people where they are. Not to say that you don't maintain a certain amount of reverence or tradition, but meeting people where they are. So I'm not sitting here high on God and low on people. That's just not who I am.
Right, bringing it.
I don't get down like that. I'm not the one that walks around with my dress and my hat on Sunday, and will ride down the street and say, that's a shame. I throw on my tennis shoes, blue jeans, T-shirt, and I don't have no problem standing on the corner talking to whoever, whatever. If they'll listen, I'll talk.
That's right. Trying to save somebody. Now, Yvette, your reviews say, Thirst No More. What an amazing book by Yvette-Bentley. Uplifting, inspiring. How do you feel when you read reviews like that?
It's just humbling. That. It's just humbling. It's so humbling. It's so humbling because it's their answers to my prayers.
Yeah.
And my prayer is that I have allowed the Lord to use me to help somebody else. I have allowed the Lord to come before me, and I have moved Yvette out of the way.
That's right.
Because if that get in the way, it ain't going to...
That's what we're here for?
I know that's why we're here.
That's right, to help fellow man.
That's why we're here. We are instructed to tell the good news. And we all have a gift, and we all have different vehicles in the way to do it. Mine is through my writing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That is so true. So true. Now, Yvette, offline. Now, we know, you're online doing your thing. Offline, where can people find you to get this book in their hand? They want to sign. Where are you going to be this summer? What's your plans?
Well, for the summer, I don't really have any plans for the summer as of yet, although a potential opportunity has come across my desk this afternoon, and if a person just stays connected with me on Facebook, you'll know where I am. But it possibly may be in Indianapolis at the Black Expo in July. But I am. At first, I said this summer I was not going to have an event, but then I'm starting to change my mind because I wasn't in the best of space when I made that decision. But I'm starting to get excited about this book and just excited about myself and where I am and what God is doing. And I'm going to plan something, but, you know, people just need to stay connected with me to know. And, of course, I'll put it on my site, and I'll put it on my Facebook page and my Twitter, you know, and all that. And because I do want to get out and meet people. I love getting out and meeting people and talking to people and signing books. I love that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, what are you doing online? I know, you know, we see you on Facebook, but are you doing any other type of promotions? You know, are there any websites out there or other podcasts people need to know that you're getting real good benefits from? Because that's one of the things we talk a lot about is branding, marketing, promoting, getting your name out there to the audience so you can, you know, so you can sell these books on downloads and paperback.
Yeah, I have some things in the work. I've been blessed to have the assistance of Indie Love Promotions, and so she is in the works of planning, you know, a whole campaign of things for me right now. So I'm sure there are some things that she is going to be busting out with probably within the next week, you know, or so. And so I'm very excited about that. And I'm sure, you know, probably be doing a virtual tour. And she's working on a couple of live events, you know, as well. So I'm in suspense too. You know?
That's right. Man, yeah, she's something else because we've done some business with her. She's had quite a few of her people in here. They've done commercial plugs, displaying their books. You know, now we rocking positivepower21.org. Now people have a place where they can set their covers so people can see their beautiful covers.
Yes.
Purchase
yes,
on Amazon,
and I need to get my ad together. Yes, I do. I got that on my list for this week.
Now, Yvette, I'm looking at your Amazon page now, and you didn't take full advantage of some of the opportunities that they give you. You know, like you don't have your bio out there, that kind of thing. You know, it's almost like
my bio's on my Amazon page.
Check you out.
Your my bio. Mm-hmm. It's right under my picture.
Oh, see, I don't even see your picture on here, but maybe I'm on the wrong page. But I'm definitely looking at maybe I got to click your name.
That might help.
To your whole list of everything. Yeah. Okay. You got book description. Okay, it's a little something. Okay, I got you. I found mostly a lot. Okay, here we go. I don't know why it took me there. All right, it's there. My bad.
Hey.
Out there. All right, so everybody can check you out so they know where to go. Now, do Amazon allow you to post your websites? Do they allow you to do that? They don't allow you to do that, do they? External websites.
No. And matter of fact, I'm getting ready to run a couple of contests.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We're run a couple of contests. So
now,
watch out.
For a book like yours, nonfiction, you know, what kind of groups out there do you advise, you know, someone to join that's like they have written a nonfiction book? You know, what kind of groups are you allowed to join?
Well,
not just promotional groups.
Well, not just promotion groups. I mean, there are some, you know, writers groups that, you know, will accept either fiction or nonfiction. And I guess probably the better question is, what kind of groups are you not allowed to join? And probably that would only be the ones that are strictly fiction.
Right.
You know, but
now,
anything
are there
else.
Any groups out there for women? Well, I mean, like, you know, like women groups that are, you know, like Christian women.
Yes.
You know, not just writers, but, you know, women that kind of like support each other, empowering type, inspirational.
Yes.
Groups. Do you see those out there?
Yes, and I'm starting to, pardon me, I'm starting to tap into, you know, some of those, you know, as I see them, you know, because groups are, you know, forever changing, or, you know, you either find yourself in a group and then you're looking, it's like, how did I end up in this group in the first place? This is not where I need to be, so you leave. And, you know, so I'm going through a recycling period, you know, with some of those as well. But I tell you, I do have some people, some Christian women that have supported me from day one. I mean, since I hit Facebook, with my business page in 2012, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. Awesome. And, they take me up under their wing and, been there for me.
That's right. Good.
And I still have a lot to learn.
That's right. There's always something to learn from anybody. Now, in your book, I was reading, the introduction say, Thirst No More, A Woman's Journey to Restoration is the first book in a series. This book is based on one of my favorite Bible studies. Bible stories. It wasn't difficult to write this book, but I learned a valuable lesson. I learned that no matter how long you have been saved, you will always have an area in your life that can only be restored and healed by the power of the living water. You don't have to take my word for it. Feel free to try for yourself. All right, so you gave him an open invitation. Oh, that is awesome, Yvette. Man, that is so wonderful. Congratulations to you. All right, now we're going to take our break. When we come back, can Yvette Wilson-Bentley, give us her final thoughts, whatever's on your heart, okay?
All right.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, PositivePower21.org with Yvette Wilson-Bentley. Hold tight for today's message with Marilyn Dunn, the gospel singer.
Hi, I am recording artist Marilyn Dunn from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking for some soul-stirring, anointed, spiritual, and heartfelt music, visit my website at www.marilynnDunnMinistries.com. Or you can also find me on CD Baby, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. For booking information, contact Mr. Kevin Dunn at 636-856-0551. That's 636-856-0551.
All right. That's Marilyn Dunn and Kevin Dunn. That's right. Some very nice people. Nice couple. That was a very interesting story from both of them. Marilyn from that Christian world. Mr. Dunn, he's from the streets. They became a pastor. And now they together as one. Working on her, managing her career in gospel music. That's so awesome. All right, guys, we got another awesome person. She's about to leave her final thoughts with us. Something we can chew on for the rest of the week. My friend Yvette Wilson-Bentley, your time to shine. Go ahead, man. All right.
Okay. I was thinking about several years ago when I was in Sunday school, and the teacher was talking about telling the good news, and that was a question that I used to struggle with, within myself. I never would tell anyone that I struggled with that question, and I was too embarrassed to ask anyone what that meant. And this particular day, I heard him say, tell the good news. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I guess God got tired of me struggling with myself because he allowed the teacher to tell me what that meant. And the teacher said, all that means is to tell your story. And I was like, wow, is that all it means? Well, I can do that. I can do. That is not a problem. Yeah. And, so that's what I try to do every day is tell some part of my story to be able to help someone. But another thing that I do, and this is real important, and I want to share this with all my brothers and sisters who have been walking this walk for a while. Yes, it's wonderful for us, to share with the new man or the new woman our story and what God has done for us. But it's so key for us to listen to that new man or that new woman, to know where they're at, to know where they're coming from, so we'll know best how to serve them.
Yvette, we wish you the best with this book. You know, I'm sure God laid on your heart to publish this story, your journey. And may every woman that touched this book be blessed with it. And they can move on. Because I know, sometimes it takes listening to another person's story to understand, your story. And initiating it. That's awesome. That's so awesome. All right, Yvette, that wrap up our show tonight. Thank you so much for coming on Jerry Voice Live. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Jerry.
You're welcome. And I tell people all the time, Yvette, when they want to hear the good stuff, I mean the real good stuff, just like tonight, you sharing your story, your journey, Thirst No More, Women's Journey Restoration. Somebody got to buy it and hand it off. That's right, hand it off to someone who's in need. Somebody's hurting out there. People need help. And you God's child, that's your job. That's right, that is your job. To pass God's word on to the next man. All right, y'all. I'm Jerry Voice Live. I'm worldwide. Thank you for tuning in to Jerry Voice Live on PositivePower21.org and Spreaker.com/PositivePower21. This is a Voice Enterprises production. And don't forget about replay on Facebook.com/Jerry Voice Live. All right, y'all. Stay awesome all week long.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hi, I am recording artist Marilyn Dunn from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking for some soul-stirring, anointed, spiritual, and heartfelt music, visit my website at www.marilyndunnministries.com. Or you can also find me on CD Baby, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. For booking information, contact Mr. Kevin Dunn at 636-856-0551. That's 636-856-0551.
Hi, I am sevan-jordan, the author of Mr. Short Story Children Book, and I am on Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Pat. Hi, I'm Teresa Powell.
Hi, Jerry. This is Ira Sandro Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Byrne. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dolly, the poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Mama Keith with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin in, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Voice Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.authorphilpowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional, and exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Fighting Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to WritingRoyaltyPromotions.com and check us out.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to PositivePower21.org. I am Jerry Royce Live, and you're listening to episode 333. That's right. Tonight on the show, we're going to have Sevan-Jordan. He's our author tonight. But before we bring him on, let's listen to our sponsor for today's show, Mr. James Deshay, and his poetry book, JamesDeshay.com. Hold tight, everybody.
Are you looking for a great book of poetry that is romantic, heartfelt, and full of male emotion? Then get Thoughts, Love, and Reflections by James K. Deshay. That's D-E-S-H-A-Y. Go to www.jamesdeshay.com. You will enjoy Thoughts, Love, and Reflections.
All right, everybody. Thank you for holding tight and supporting all our sponsors. We appreciate them for holding PositivePower21.org down. We want to shout out to everybody in Bolton Hill. Mr. Ernest Muldrow, he hosted a fantastic fundraiser for some young people in Africa that's right in Ghana. And we want to say hello to Mr. Hubert. He's the president of an organization. I don't have all the information from me right now, but we will be devoting some promotion to his organization to help those young people get some books and some other support they're going to need to make sure that school is successful. He's headed out there now as we speak to take care of some business with his grandmother. May God bless her soul. She rest in peace. And after that, we're going to try to get him on as soon as he take care of the borough of his grandmother. We have him on the show to talk about how you guys can support his endeavor, his entrepreneur, his foundation to help these young people in Africa who's interested in education. That's right. I know some of us, we struggle with it in this country. Say we don't want to go to school anymore. But they want to. They want to go. So anyway, tonight we're going to talk about somebody who's in school right now. That's right. He's in school. He's 9 years old. His name is Sevan-Jordan. He wrote his first book at the age of 9. Sevan was 5th grade honor roll student at Purdue Elementary. Sevan is now in the 6th grade, still on the honor roll, and he's 11 years old today. He's currently writing his first poetry book that will soon be available on Amazon. Sevan started writing books when he was 7.5 years old because he loves to read. 2 books that inspired him to write were Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Do It Yourself, and Junie B. Jones by Barbara Park. Sevan gets lost in books as he reads them and say he's actually visualized the people and the stories. His goal is to get one of his books on the bestseller list and aspires to be on TV during a funny sitcom. Sevan wants to continue to write more stories and excel at writing. He also loves soccer and cooking, hoping to one day be a famous cook or soccer player. Sevan J. resides in Rancho Cucamonga, California with his family. And he says please donate and help him out. You can see the donate button on his website. So Sevan is able to continue to write his books and publish them, giving children all over the world stories that inspire and ignite imagination. All right, and this book is called The Mr. Short Stories, Volume 1. It's full of wisdom, written and illustrated by author Sevan-Jordan. This book is for people of all ages to understand there will always be obstacles in life, but there are also opportunities. Each story has a lesson that many of us have experienced, such as how to deal with bullying, knowing how to take care, the time to enjoy the simple pleasures in life, and so much more. This honor roll student with his perfect attendance has been writing since 7.5 years of age after being inspired by his favorite book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. All right, we welcome to the show, Sevan-Jordan. How you doing today, sir?
Hi, I am sevan-jordan of Mr. Short Stories Child, and I am on Jerry Voice Live Worldwide.
All right, so we ready to do this, man. So you ready for your first question?
Yes.
All right, your first question is, and I know we read a lot in your bio, but I know you more than just a paragraph or two. So the question is, who is Sevan J. Jordan?
Sevan J. Jordan is the author of the Mr. Short Stories and is now 11 years old.
11 years old. Congratulations.
This is volume 1 of the short stories, and I might write a different volume, which is going to be the Mrs. Short Stories.
All right. All right. Oh, you're going to write the Mrs. Short Story. I hear you. All right. All right, Sevan, so we know that you're a lover of books. Your favorite 2 books are Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Junie B. Jones. What was so interesting about Diary of a Wimpy Kid? I read some of those books with my son. He's about your age. He's 12 now, and he has the whole collection of them and a few other books. So what was so interesting about Diary of a Wimpy Kid in your own words?
Well, it was interesting because first it taught me how to write a comic strip, and from then on I went on to writing books. And Junie B. Jones by Barbara Park, it was funny, and I used to read it all night to my parents and my brother. But my brother would sometimes get irritated and want to go in his room.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, well, let me ask you. So, you're not the only child. So, do you have any? I know you have one brother. Do you have any other brothers and sisters?
No, I wish I did have a little sister though.
All right, you wish you had a sister. Yeah, I got a little sister. I got a younger brother and a little sister, and it's awesome. 3 of us.
You're lucky.
Yeah. All right. Now what's your brother's name?
His name's Ahmad. He actually is getting his own website soon, because he plays the guitar. He might actually set up his own shop. So, that's it. That's it.
So how old is your brother?
He is 13 now. He turned 13 March 7th. And
all right.
And I'm turning 12 December 1st. It's a long time.
All right. That's right. Now your birthday is actually close to my son's birthday. My son's name is Jordan. His happened to be your last name. His first name is Jordan, and he plays football. He doesn't play soccer. He tried it though. And he did a little taekwondo, and his birthday is actually December 5th. So it's very close to your birthday. All right. A little something common.
I used to do karate too, but not taekwondo.
Oh, you did? Oh. Yeah, I studied karate, so we got something in common. I studied karate while I was in college. Yeah, so did you do it for fun, or did you do karate to learn how to protect yourself, or you just did it for exercise for soccer?
I did it to protect myself, and sometimes I did it just for fun. It depended on what I needed to do. Because if I was getting bullied at school or something, I would need to learn how to protect myself in order to stop the bullying.
That's right. Now, tell us about your school a little bit, Sevan. Is it a rough school, or it's a nice school, but sometimes kids get a little rough sometime on the playground? Tell us a little bit about your school.
The second one, they can get a little rough. It depends. It gets bumpy along the way. The homework I don't like. It's hard. But besides that, I think the school is good.
Yeah. Now, Purdue Elementary School. Now, I know they have so many different types of schools out here today. Now, is that a public school or a private school, or run
it's
by
a public school.
Business?
It's an elementary school. I don't go there anymore, and I'm now in 6th grade, which is middle school.
Oh, yeah, middle school. So I read an old bio, so I pulled it off your website. Okay, so you moved ahead of that. Okay. So what's the name of your middle school, So what's the name of your middle school?
Summit Intermediate. And I play the trombone there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're a musician also?
Yes. My brother is also a musician. He likes playing his guitar.
And that's so important, man. You know, you hear about the musicians talking about keep music alive. Will we say your school is doing a good job trying to keep the music program?
My parents.
Oh, your parents. Oh, so your parents invested in your music career?
Yes.
Okay, so
we
in other words,
have a field trip coming up. For bands, we have a field trip coming up.
Oh, so you guys going to check out what you guys going to see? A concert?
We're going to Boomers. We are going to go on. I don't think we're going to go to roller coasters, but we do get to play with bumpers and stuff like that. We can't go near the baseball pit because if somebody gets knocked in the head, then we have a problem there.
Yeah.
But we do get to play like miniature golf, glow-in-the-dark golf, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, that is fun. I played that before. Yeah, we used to have that in this area, too, before our mall closed down, you know, the way the thing's been going. It's here today. Now, how about laser tag, man? That's one of my favorites, man. Every year around Christmas, my son's friends get together, you know, because they don't live in the same neighborhood. They just play online together, but they went to the same elementary, but they still friends. We all get together every Christmas and go play laser tag. Do you guys do that?
I think they do have laser tag. How long have you been on the radio station?
Oh, I've been doing this. It was a year around Christmas, but about back in 06, 09, I published a show, but the technology wasn't as good as it is now. So I decided to come back after researching. It was in my heart,
what you do?
To come back to. Yeah. Oh yeah, I really do. Helping people like you, get the word out about what you're doing to help people. Sell your books and good things like that. Help people.
I appreciate
just like my friends. Yeah, you're welcome. Just like my friend, did you hear me talk about the young man who's helping some African kids in Ghana put their school together and help finance their education? Did you hear me talk about that?
Yes, I would like them to have some of my books.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So what we do, we'll publish that information and we'll send it to your mom and get some of your books out there. And they do have a lot of students. I get the number of students. Maybe you guys just want to donate maybe 5 or 6 books to their library because someone from the Delta sorority in Baltimore is donating some books for their library. So we're going to try to get a book drive going. So we'll take you up on that offer, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, you mentioned that you love TV. You want to get into doing funny sitcoms. What are some of your favorite shows on TV right now?
Well, when I was younger, I used to watch SpongeBob, which everybody knows about.
Yeah. I still don't understand that character.
It's new to my mom.
Yeah, still trying to figure out how they can do all those things underwater.
I have to watch sometimes the Little Einsteins with JoJo and, my cousins. I have a little cousin, his name is JoJo, and my auntie, she just had a newborn, and so I have to watch some shows with them if they're like bored and stuff. So I'll be their cousin and sit down and watch with them. I don't want to sing the song on the radio.
Now you mentioned that you like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Did you see the 2 movies that came out?
Yes, I saw a lot of them.
Now, was it just like the book?
Well, it depends.
Or they changed it up a little bit, or they shortened it?
I think the book is better. But I'm trying to get the Third Wheel, the new book that just came out. I'm trying to get that one so I can read it. Because I'm trying to start I already have a collection, but I'm trying to start a bigger collection of what I have. of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid book. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid book.
Yeah. All right. Now, are you gonna read something for us today? Are we gonna, get a chance to hear you read one of your short stories?
Yes, I will read something. Okay.
Well, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna take a quick break first, and then you and your mom can talk about which story you guys are gonna read. And as soon as the break is over, we'll have you start your reading. Okay? All right.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We're ready to take a break. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Sevan-Jordan. He's out there in California. He's the author of, that's right, author of Mr. Short Stories. And when we get back, we're going to hear him read one of his short stories. So hold tight, everybody, for a message from Dominique Wilkins in Good Books.
Have you been hurt, been backstabbed, got a talking back to him, but you're not alone, escaping to another reality. Through Dominique Wilkins' Good Books, audio books, paperback, ebook, Good Books. Available on authordwilkinsgoodbooks.com.
Are you an avid reader of urban fiction, looking for drama, suspense, and more? Reedswell Publishing is dedicated to bringing the world's best literature to our readers. Urban fiction, erotica, sci-fi, mainstream fiction, and children's literature are just some of the genres produced by our diversified family of authors. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, www.reedswellpublishing.com.
All right, y'all. We talking to Sevan-Jordan. That's right. He's the author of Mr. Short Stories, Volume 1, full of wisdom, and it's all illustrated by the author, Sevan-Jordan. All right, Sevan, you ready to read us one of your short stories?
Yes. My mom's going to tell you what story it is.
Oh, I'm excited. Thank you, Sevan. Hi, Royce. Yes, the story is Mr. Sipstern, and I'll just give a little snippet, and then Sevan can read it. But it's really about the father being mean and not taking the opportunity to be a good person, and his kids are the ones who remind him how important it is to be a better person and not go off of his anger. So that it was just shocking that he wrote this so young, and I think they'll like it. It's for kids, younger kids. But I think you'll love the story. So it's called Mr. Sipstern. So here he goes.
All right. And then when he finished, we'd like to ask you a couple questions, too, once he gets done, if it's okay with you.
Okay. The story.
All right. Okay, we're ready.
I'm going to start now. Mr. Sipstern. Mr. Sipstern was mean on the outside, but he was nice on the inside. He was the nicest person in the world. One day, he went to his son's soccer game, and they won. Mr. Sipstern yelled out to the other team, "In your face!" which made his son's team disqualified because he was being mean. All the kids on his son's team said to Mr. Sipstern, "Thanks a lot, jerk." That made Mr. Sipstern very sad, and his son was very disappointed. The next day, Mr. Sipstern was playing with his neighbor's paper airplane. He threw it so far it went to the third house on the foothill where Mr. Sipstern lived, and that was far on the end of the road. His neighbor was very angry at him for doing such a mean thing and told Mr. Sipstern to go away and never come back. On the third day, some Boy Scouts came to Mr. Sipstern's house to sell some cookies. Mr. Sipstern yelled at them and said, "Give me those cookies." The Boy Scouts ran very fast and never went to his house again. On the fourth day, Mr. Sipstern had a heart-to-heart talk with his son and asked his dad to change the way he has been. This touches Mr. Sipstern so much that he cried and hugged his son. After that day, Mr. Sipstern was a happy man and a better person. The lesson of the story is being kind can go a long way.
That's right. Awesome, man. Awesome, powerful message that the world need to hear. And we hope they're getting this broadcast. That's right, sevan-jordan. Awesome, man. Hey, man, you mind if we talk to your mom a little bit, too? On the show, we have a couple questions to ask her. I mean, I'm sure a lot of parents are out there interested in doing the same thing that you guys are doing, and I'd like to get a couple questions out to her, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay, you can talk to my mom right now.
Right,
I'm here.
Cool. All right, thanks, Ms. Joy. That is so cute. Now, what you're doing is so awesome. In your own words, describe this the feeling you're getting from this part of your life right now, introducing your son to this world of publishing.
Well, for me, it's a sense that I am doing what God has called all parents to do, and that's actually to tap into your children's gifts and, help them along the way so that they can be the best people that they can be, right? Because that's what we want. And also him to tap into his gifts and not mine. A lot of times we want our children to follow our dreams instead of their own. And what I did was just, I gave him a deal, and he called me on it. And so the story, he's always writing, and I said, oh, Savon, some of your stories are really good. And I said, okay, well, if you write a full story, I promise to publish it. And do you know he actually wrote it and came here and said, okay, so now can you publish it? I was like, okay. Oh, okay, well, okay. So I was like, all right, I'll type up everything. And he drew his own pictures. And he just wants to enlighten, parents and kids, because he's been through things at a young age, seeing things with his school. He was bullied at one time, but he isn't anymore, and that was his outlet. So I am a proud mama, should I say.
Yes, right. I bet you are. Now, it is rough out there. I remember,
Actually, no.
being in elementary school.
It isn't. It really isn't. Not the area that we're in. We're living in Rancho Cucamonga. It's actually a nice area, but you do have certain kids that feel privileged, which you and I can understand that, right? So
right.
He is in a school that doesn't have a lot of minority teachers, and I'll just keep it honest. So what he sees mostly is people that are not his complexion, and with that comes a sense of you don't belong here type thing. Right. And him being such a bright child, I guess for some kids being a nerd isn't a good thing, but he's so proud of it. And I tell him to be proud of that. You're a nerd. It's all right. I said the women marry the nerds, just so you know. We marry you. And so
that's right.
I just want him to be secure in who he is and never second guess that, so that he can grow to be the man that he is called to be. We all have been through the bullying, but his mother, yes, I grew up on the rough side, so I'm different. I'm a little bit. I tell people that. But so I had to nip it in the bud, and I did, yeah. So school didn't see that. Yeah. But
what I meant by being rough, not necessarily mean like dangerously rough, but just like, you have kids that like to spend their day antagonizing, bullying, seeing who they can push over. You get those kids. I mean, I grew up in a really good neighborhood, but I remember there were some boys that were a lot bigger than the other boys. They like to push you. They couldn't play baseball and football that well, so they take their anger out in other ways, on some of the kids who were really smart kids, and try to make them cry and take their money and their candy from them. I used to see that sort of thing. My brother was bullied a lot, but it wasn't for me being there. It would have been worse for him.
Absolutely. So like my 13-year-old, my 13-year-old won't have it. It doesn't happen. But what I will tell you, though, Mr. Royce, is that he would be mainly bullied for stuff you and I would just be shaking our, like, it's so silly, okay? Silly stuff, but right. He had to learn the skills to stand up for himself. That's one thing. So when he got that skill and learned, it stopped. He knows how to take care of himself. And not only physically, just learn how to use your words. But what is the beautiful thing was that we birthed through what Savon and a couple other kids were going through, a couple of his friends. We birthed a self-esteem class that I teach and have my own foundation at. So really, when you realize what the kids are going through, I don't care what money people have and don't have, there's an issue with the young children and how they see their self-image, right? And so we can nip that in the bud. That can stop all this nonsense that's going on. And there's a lot of fathers that are absent, no matter if you're rich, poor, or in between. And these young boys need a man figure, so we have men speakers come out to give that type of connection that's missing. Savon is blessed because he is living in a home with his father, but I tell him, a lot of the kids that are doing this don't have that. And so we just try to kind of understand where the other kid is coming from and turn it around.
Yeah, that's right. That is awesome. Now he's sound like a gifted kid. You just mentioned that, he plays an instrument and he has interest in other things. Reading is one of them, which, you don't get. A lot of kids like to spend their time playing video games. How do you monitor, what is fun for him? How do you do that as a mom?
He has fun. I just allow him to do what it is that he does. Like him and his brother, their downtime is playing video games, and I don't mind. I know some parents would be like, "Oh my God," but that's their downtime, and I'm okay with that. Or he's outside with his friends playing soccer, things like that, or we do family time. But in our house, education comes first, and so there's a time for all that. So his weekends are free for him unless he's doing sports and he has to be somewhere. But I just monitor him and allow him to be a kid because at the end of the day, he's still 11 years old.
That's right. That's true. Got to have some fun. Now, he mentioned he studied martial arts. Did you see? Did that help him in any way? Kind of gain more confidence than he had before, or he didn't stay in it long enough to tell the difference?
He didn't stay in long enough, but and for him, it's so funny. His martial arts teacher kept saying, "Why are you smiling when you have the other opponent?" Right? He didn't really take it seriously. He just thought he was having fun. So his heart is good. His heart is good. His brother, on the other hand, took it seriously, but he did not. And I just gave it to him to get him a little discipline because he is a hyper child. And so I thought maybe something would calm that down, but I was mistaken. There is nothing to calm these boys. Yeah,
because I actually chair a Taekwondo club myself, and I have about almost 30 kids that sign up every 8 weeks. I keep the prices low, so I do have someone sponsoring as part of Recreation and Parks, so we keep the fees low. And I notice I do get a lot of kids that are shy, a lot of girls, a lot of boys who don't play baseball, don't play football or basketball, and they stay in the program a lot longer. And then after a couple of years, when they start getting around 12, 14, 15 years old, when they can handle themselves a little better, the confidence level high, then I find them playing it in the neighborhood football and baseball teams, where now they're able to hang with the guys because they're stronger. They have the eye-hand coordination is much better. So we have seen some kids come from no coordination to a whole lot of coordination. So I always thought that parents should stick martial arts out. It can really build something. Build a whole lot of character in the child.
I agree. But for him, soccer's it, and he's good and he's quick. Yeah, and he's quick on his feet, so he's really good with that. And so once we noticed that, my husband and I, we knew that was it. And he's so tall. I can't believe his feet is that big, 2.5 men for 11-year-old. But I know that's what I said. We see our pockets trying to buy shoes. But anyhow, knowing that we just had to find out what his niche was, something that he was actually going to stay focused and be serious about. And he stuck it out, and he loves it, and he'll be back in it this year. So I'm really happy about that, and that helped a lot.
That's right. Yeah, soccer. Yeah, once you find that one sport. Now I know in this area, soccer's starting to be pushed pretty heavy in this area where I am, because we have a lot of foreigners moving in the area, so they're pushing sports like cricket, soccer, indoor and outdoor now, so the kids don't have to wait all the way till that time again for soccer. They can play it year round. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty awesome, especially when you have volunteers that were pretty good in the sport themselves, keep those programs going. You don't have to wait for Recreation and Parks to initiate it.
Absolutely, and Savon has always he's been telling me since he was 3 years old that he was going to play soccer. So he knew before we knew.
Oh, wow.
He's always loved soccer. I mean, any kid because if you watch a soccer game on TV, you're bored, right, unless you're actually at the event. And so for any kid that wants to sit and watch it on TV, too, it's somebody that likes it a lot. So I'm just honored. We're honored to be his parents, quite honestly. Him and my other son. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's a blessing. Because I'm gonna tell you, I've been doing this show. I told Savon I've been doing the show for a little over a year now, and I hear some horror stories. You know, these adults telling their story, what went on when they were children. Their parents and guardians that were monsters. So
I went through it. That one day we'll talk. That's my story. And so for me, but you can break the cycle, and I chose to break the cycle. I chose to be married and be married 15 years now, and to have my beautiful sons and to be the best parent. Thank you, and be the best parent that I can be to them. And like you said, and still balancing out and allowing them to be kids, but they come first. And I have to say this to parents, you know, and even women when we pray about we want husbands, we ought to not do that. We have to pray that we are prepared for one, because being married is a ministry. It's something you need to be called to do, and everyone isn't called to do it. And then that's why we have all these issues going on in marriages and families and with your children. And so you have to be called to do it. And if I've been called to do anything else, I can tell you I've been called to be a mother, and I am grateful for that. But I waited for my season to come to do that, you know?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. 15 years. That's a milestone nowadays.
I know. That's what everybody said. They go 15 years. I'm like, yeah. It seems like yesterday.
Yeah, for real. Because just the beginning of the month, April 5th, I celebrated my 23rd. My wife and I.
Amen.
And we celebrated by taking all the kids and I. We all packed up the Jeep and headed down to the ocean to celebrate our 23rd wedding anniversary. We were just so happy to be able to do that with them.
That's beautiful.
Some people always say, well, didn't you guys want to go away? No, we planned something big for our 25th, and we enjoy our children, so we wanted to share that milestone with them, the 23rd. So, you know, because everybody's busy all through the week with different sports and school and
I commend you with that.
My wife, you know.
Because that's something that your children need to see, especially in our community. We don't see longevity in that, and we need to see that. So, I commend you with that. It isn't easy, but you're called to do it. Marriage is beautiful and it's blissful, but it also is work. And if you're not willing to do the work, you shouldn't be married.
That's right. That's right. You got to put the time in. That's right. You got to communication is everything, not just successful occupations and careers and money. It takes more than money. I mean, you hear all, like you said before, it doesn't matter if you're poor, rich, or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You got to have God first. You got to love Him and love His Son and ask for it all. You know, ask for help. You know, because it's not
and you're gonna need it.
And your parents. That's right.
I tell my kids, and you're gonna need it because we all fall short of the glory of God, all of us. And you know, we'll forsake each other off and on. It just happens, you know, because you have these expectations going in when you're married. But you have to just learn to come to understanding and learn how to understand each other. And that's anything in life with them. If they want what they say they want, I tell them you have to work for it. It will not be given to you like that.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. And it's a blessing when you have two individuals, you know, you got that glue. You know, they know what's important, you know, putting God first, working hard, communication, you know, just keeping everything together, you know, caring and sharing. So that's important for a family, you know, these days, making decisions together, you know, giving the kids a chance to have a voice. You know?
I love that. I was the only one that did that. That's what I do in my house.
Yeah.
I know it's weird to some people, but they're human beings.
Yeah, you do want to know. They just little people, you know.
Yep.
They have a voice. You know, you want to hear them out too. You know, I used to respect those families that they have family meetings, but it's just not the head of the household that says my way or the highway. Everybody, you know, can contribute to planning vacations and weekend excursions and things like that. You know, what do you guys want to do today? You know, that's always a good question. Not what I want to do today. You know, of course, football season, I can sit around. Yeah, I can sit around all day on Sunday watch football.
I know, right?
But it's like, what do we want to do, yo? Who's going to help me in the yard? You know, who's going to help Daddy shovel snow? You know, always ask for help. You know. All right.
That's what we do in our home. I love it. Yes.
I know you guys don't get no snow out there, but I definitely need every help.
No, not snow, but I mean other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
and I'll
that's
hand
right.
little Savon back to the mic. I appreciate you having him on.
Yeah,
this is what he wants to do, so I'm excited for him.
That's right. That's right. Get started. Who knows? He may want to be a podcaster one day on his own radio show.
Like his mama. I know that's right. Okay. Right. All right. I'll give him right. All right,
we're gonna take All right, we're gonna take a quick break too. So soon we get back, we're gonna get our closing statement from sevan-jordan, and we enjoyed having him on the show. Sevan, we're glad to have you, but we'll be right back with this message, okay, man? So hold tight, all right?
Okay, I just like to sing.
All right.
What do you give to a person who has everything? Hi, I'm Darlene Rucker-Wood, and I am the owner of Stylish and Stellar Gifts by Dar. I get this question all of the time. At Stylish and Stellar Gifts by Dar, we specialize in customizing gifts for people and pets too. Our gifts are original and one of a kind. Not only do we deliver, we ship as well. We work according to your budget and your theme. We have gifts for all things, including baby showers, sports teams, get well, bridal, birthdays, pets, just because, and that's just to name a few. So let Stylish and Stellar Gifts by Dar take the worry out of your gift giving today and also for the holidays. Our website is www.stylishandstellar.com, and our phone number is 443-682-5664.
PositivePower21.org Internet Radio.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
All right. That was my gang right there. All three of them. That's right. All three of them, Sevan. Yeah, I got 3 kids, man. Now, Sevan, I understand you're on Facebook and you have your own website. Can you tell us where they can find you on Facebook and the web, World Wide Web?
Well, I don't have Facebook anymore, but I do have Instagram and Twitter. If you want to find my page, you will have to go to www.sevan-jordan.me. My book is also on Amazon.
That's right.
And
that's right. Click and buy.
I have my own YouTube channel, so you guys can check me out on there.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I didn't get a chance to play it all the way through because I was getting warmed up trying to get ready for the show. But I'm going to check that out, man. So you got your own YouTube channel. So was that fun producing that?
Yes, it was awesome.
All right. So you ready for TV and radio? My man.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I was going to ask you, did you want to read one more short story and then we can close the show out? Or you
sure.
I'll read tonight?
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
I'll read another one. Hold on. Where's the book? We're going to read one more, and I think that's going to be enough for tonight.
All right.
There you go.
Sound good to me.
Okay, the next story after Mr. Simpson, it's a weird one. It's a weird story, but it's about bees this time. Mr. Stinger. He was a wounded bee who broke his leg in war. Yesterday there was a battle, and he had to go defend the queen bee. He almost died, but he made it out alive. Later that day, it was time for lunch. Mr. Stinger and the other soldiers went to their tables and sat down. All the bees said, "Hey, we have honey sandwiches for lunch." They were all very excited about that and just smiled and laughed. After many months, Mr. Stinger's leg was recovered and completely safe. The whole colony was very happy again and celebrated. The story, the theme in this story is that when you'll heal from wounds. Like if you have like an open hole, like if you say if you like get a divorce or something like that, you'll always heal from the wound. Even though it'll still be there in your heart, you'll always heal from the wound.
That's right. Amen. Good story. Now, let's ask you. Let's see if you can think back a little bit. Why did you write that story?
Well, this one and Mr. Glorio, it reminds me of my father a lot.
Oh, did it?
It reminds me of my father when we used to live in an older apartment. It was called not Santa Crane. It was called Victoria Woods, if anybody knows where that is. We used to live there, and my father and he had some buddies. They would always play football in the morning. My dad, he cut his finger with a knife, a chef knife, and it healed. So he healed from the wound. That's why I wrote Mr. Stinger. And Mr. Lario is just about a regular man who just wakes up and does his regular routine. But the football part is about my father, which, do you guys mind if I read Mr. Lario to you?
Yeah, go ahead. My guess.
Okay, Mr. Lario. Mr. Lario was a nice man. He would always take a morning jog, and when he was done, he would go straight to the gym. Then he went to work, ate his lunch, and he had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yum! And when his job was over, he went home to watch some TV, and then he went to bed. He woke up, ate a good breakfast, and went to work again. But this time, finally, he went to go play football with his friends to have a little fun time. When they team up, they divided the team into threes. What a great day Mr. Wario had. He remembered that even if you work hard, you should always take time off to enjoy life. Mr. Wario went home for the day and went right to sleep. After that, when he woke up, he did his usual routine again. The end.
All right. We appreciate that, man. Awesome stories, man. That's right. sevan-jordan, his book, Mr. Short Stories. So when is your next book going to be released? Do you have any idea when the next one coming out?
I'm writing a new book. I might finish it next Friday. We do have a poetry book coming out, so we might publish that soon. It might be maybe this Saturday, something like that.
Wow, you don't play around, man. Whoa. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. All right, well, you ready to give your final thoughts to my audience, man? Any advice you'd like to give people out there who are looking to become published or an author or publish their children? Any advice?
Yes. If you want to become an author, you always have to follow your heart, and you can make up whatever wacky, silly stories you want to make up. It could be about bees, it can be about lobsters, it can even be about starfish. It doesn't matter what you make it about, as long as it has good grammar. It depends on the grammar, and that's how you really make a story. You just get some pieces of paper, write it down. But you have to take caution, though, because if you mess up, then you have to redo the book over again. And then when you get it right, then you have to ask a publisher. You have to find a publisher, make a deal with him or her, because I have a publisher that's a girl, and she helped me publish my book. So, yeah.
Right.
It took a while.
For you, man.
It took a while, but I finally got it done.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. That's right. It doesn't happen overnight, man. I know you write them stories pretty fast, but, it takes a while to get that money together and to get the book produced and get it in the hands of the public. All right.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Congratulations to you, man. We wish you the best out there. Continue with your soccer. Be a good friend of your brother. Take care of your mom. And, of course, make your dad proud. All right? That's my advice. All right? All right, Savon. I tell people all the time, Savon, they want to hear the good stuff, man. I mean, the real good stuff. Like tonight, young man in grade school, publishing his book, a reader of many books, and a good student. and a good mom to go along with that, and good dad. You gotta listen to Jerry Royce Live worldwide. Take care, everybody. Stay awesome all week long. Thanks, Yvonne. Take care, man, all right?
Okay. Bye.
All righty. Bye-bye. We're out. Thank you for tuning in to Jerry Royce Live on Positive Power 21.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hi, I am recording artist Marilyn Dunn from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking for some soul-stirring, anointed, spiritual, and heartfelt music, visit my website at www.marilynndunn Contact Mr. Kevin Dunn at 636-856-0551. That's 636-856-0551.
I'm Yara Kalima, author of The Bluest Eyes Tell Lies, and I'm live on Jerry Royce Worldwide.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Scott. Hi, I'm Teresa Powell.
Hi, Jerry. This is Iowa Samuel Carter.
Hi, this is Bill Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Barron. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dahlia the Poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Lamar Marquise with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin in, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.author.BillPowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane, is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional. And exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services, or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Writing Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to writingroyaltypromotions.com and check us out.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to PositivePower21.org. I am Jerry Royce Live, and you're listening to episode 332, and we're going to have Yari Kalima on the show tonight. That's right, we're so excited. All right, and before we get on the show, let's hear a word from our sponsor. All right, y'all? So y'all hold tight. We're going to hear my man, James DeShay. Oops, I'm sorry. Reese World Publishing, I'm sorry.
Are you an avid reader of urban fiction, looking for drama, suspense, and more? Reese World Publishing is dedicated to bringing the world's best literature to our readers. Urban fiction, erotica, sci-fi, mainstream fiction, and children's literature are just some of the genres produced by our diversified family of authors. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, www.reeseworldpublishing.com.
Hey everyone, this is Tanika Gonzalez, spoken word poet. Whenever I'm online, I'm always listening to Jerry Royce Live. You can find Jerry on www.spreaker.com. Positive Power 21.
All right, that's Tanika Gonzalez. You got to check out her LP. She dropped about 10 poems. Check it out on positivepower21.org. So check us out, y'all. We're streaming 24/7 all night long. You want to listen to some interviews, just join us on positivepower21.org and hear some of our independent authors and musicians and stage playwriters. That's right, we do it all. Anybody out there got talent we were blessed with, check them out. All right, tonight, right now, we got Yari Kalima on the show, and her bio reads, she was born in Newark, New Jersey in the early 90s. As a child, she would spend hours writing stories. When her friends were outside playing, she was in the house writing, because that was her only child. She had a lot of time on her hands. Naturally, when people asked what she wanted to be when she grew up, she would say, an author. As her thirst of knowledge grew, she graduated from American History High School and enrolled in New Jersey City University. Studying to become an English teacher seemed to be the right fit for her. She loves to read and write. Most of all, Yari is passionate about education, and she believes that academic excellence is the key to the future. Recently, however, she changed her course of study to sociology and plans to become a youth counselor. In 2013, Yari published her first novella, Too Much to Chew. It was the greatest accomplishment. Soon after came 3 more outstanding urban fiction novels. Then she started Swag Productions. Wanted to establish something creative. They decided the acronym stands for Strong Women Achieving Greatness. Swag Productions is a platform for self-published authors. The company offers services such as editing, proofreading, and typing. Now, Yari is working hard at school and becoming a best-selling author. Sometimes it is difficult to juggle motherhood, being a wife, a student, and an author and publisher, but she managed. With hard work and dedication, she will achieve all of her goals. Yari Kalima, welcome to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome. So glad to have you back. Welcome back. All right.
Thank you.
So you ready for your first question?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. The first question is, who is Yari Kalima?
Yari Kalima is a 23-year-old from Newark, New Jersey, who has been writing for a very long time and was excited when she got her first break, but now even more excited to be an independent author.
Yeah. Wow, you're only 23?
Yes.
all this stuff. Well, I guess that explains, I guess nowadays, people return to college any age now. They retire and go back to college. That's something that they promised to somebody, whether it was their mom, grandmother. So you're in school. So did you start right after college and you took a break, or you just you just been there for a while? What's up?
I took a small break. Actually, I took two small breaks, but I plan on finishing next year, inshallah. I'll be done next year, and I will have a degree in sociology.
All right, good for you. Good for you. Now, you got to go back and do your thing. Now, you have ambitions of being a school teacher. That kind of changed. Now you're thinking about moving into youth counseling, studying sociology.
But I think that's what's going to happen is that I'm going to graduate with a degree in sociology and then go back and get my master's in education in English.
Good. All right. Now you're going to be able to juggle all of this, changing majors, being a wife, being a student, author, publisher. What's going on?
Well, I do it now. It's hard, but I get it done, and the most I could do is put my best foot forward. I would rather try and fail than not try at all. So, if this is what I want, that's why my company is called Strong Women Achieving Greatness, because I could do whatever I put my mind to.
That's right. Now you're the leader of the pack.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, Swag Production. Tell us about that. Why Swag?
It's my baby. Originally, I started this with one of my companions, Mr. Kara Sahani, and eventually, when you're not on the same path with somebody and not going the same way, things happen, and now I'm all by my lonesome. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying being the boss, and that's the best part of it all, is that I get to make the decisions. I get to say when, where, who, how, and that's the beauty in it. And I get to choose who I want to work with. So good luck.
Awesome. That's right.
Shout out to all my clients.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Now they always say good companies have mission statements and vision plan. What's your mission and your vision?
The mission is to help as many self-published, independent authors get their work out by any means necessary. And I do more than just, I'm not really a publisher. I really just do the background stuff. I edit the books. I proofread them. Some of my clients, I do the whole publishing process for them, but they're all independent authors. So, my main focus is to help entrepreneurs take their experience to the next level. And I also do radio shows. I do website building. I have a whole promo pack, so I do a lot of stuff aside from writing books and publishing.
Yeah. Now, being I know you want to try to be the best student you can be. Why take on all of this now? While you're in college, because if you.
I'm taking on all of these things because this is what I want. This is what I want to do with the rest of my life. Having a degree is a and I want to finish college. Let my daughter have something to look up to. And, that's an important thing to me. But this writing thing, this publishing business, well, not even the publishing business, the writing thing, being an author has been ingrained in me since I was like 6 years old. This has always been something that I wanted to do, and I knew from a very young age that I would be an author. And to get to this point, to other people building their careers off of something that Yaira Kalima did, I'm like all in it. It is what it is. This is the perfect print, baby.
Right. Now, do you give credit to the internet? Because, before the internet really became the internet, the powerful broadband it is today, it was a little rough becoming a self-publisher. You had to get your facts from just that one book by Dan Poynter. That was the go-to book. You couldn't really find self-publishers unless you went to a printer and they happen to know somebody who's always constantly coming back. And you find them to be mostly professors or motivational speakers or ministers. Because I was in the business then.
I do give a lot of credit to the internet because the first contract I signed was through social media. Like I found somebody who owned a publishing company, and that was the first contract that I signed. And a lot of my clients, they find me through social media. So I do credit that as being a big source for a lot of my success. But it's also the people in my community and my family that support me as well.
Yeah, awesome. So, Yes Way Productions, Strong Women Achieving Greatness. What's the strategic plan for that company? Would you like to see it as a mortar, like a building with an office where people can come sit down and you can have meetings with your staff? You see that happening?
I do see it happening in the future. I plan to branch off into script writing and having a TV show and that type of thing. As I mentioned, I am the host of Swag Radio, but I want to do a talk show. That's like a next goal for me. Like I'm researching some things, and I live in North, and here we have cable vision and we have an access channel, so I'm looking into starting a small show on the cable access. It's a start. Yeah.
Until
I get to where I want to be, that's if I have to start there, then it is what it is. And right. I've interviewed over 200 authors in the last couple of months, and I have a big voice, and I'm going to use it.
That's right. Awesome. Now, for my audience who don't understand, public access, because I know a few people have tried it, and they got a little frustrated because they don't know when their program is coming on. They never tell them. But tell us a little bit about what you know about it, what you know of it.
Well, I have been doing a little bit of research, and where I live at, you don't have to pay a fee. You just establish that you live in the city and that you are a subscriber to the cable company. And they do have slots, like time slots, from what I understand. So I've just been doing the basic research to find out, like, how to go about doing it, but I haven't, like, made the initiative because I'm the type of person that I have to have all of my ideas panned out before I take the next step. So once all of my ideas are together, then I'll make the next step to contact who I need to contact to find out more information. But most of the stuff that I gathered was from the internet, basically from the cable company's website. I just typed in public access, how to get a slot or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot on Google.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Now, are you still attending New Jersey City University?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, do they have... Now, I was going to ask you, do they have a cable access channel there or, or TV programming at the university?
They do have students who they have to do some form of filmmaking before they graduate. So I could probably swindle some people into helping me. They can use it for their careers, but I would rather just use my neighborhood public access because, I do want to appeal to college students and, that sort of thing. I'm thinking more on a bigger level than just, being focused on college students. So.
Right. Now, how about, are you looking to take your TV show to YouTube? YouTube seems to be the biggest sensation now where, people can get millions of people.
Yeah,
you know.
I tried it. I tried it for a little while. I was doing a show called The Cocoon, but it just was like so much to do. I just was like, I'd just rather do Blog Talk. And then went back to doing Blog Talk. But I did try it. You can find the videos up there. The little interviews.
How you spell that? Cocoon? You said cocoon?
Yeah, like a butterfly cocoon.
Yeah, all right, so we got to check that out, y'all. Cocoon. Yeah, I want to see that.
The episodes, it's like 2 or 3 episodes up there, you know. But I was just fooling around. I wasn't really, you know, my colleagues say it was a good idea, but I don't know. I might mess around with it a little bit later, but.
So what happened? I mean, you weren't ready, or you just like, I'll come back.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, and at the time I was still, were we still doing Please Don't Kill Me? I think we was like still doing Please Don't Kill Me, and so it was a lot of work, and I just was like, I don't really feel like being bothered with this. If I had more help, you know, with the technical side of my company, then I probably would have continued to pursue it, but I just was like, you know. So I might.
There's a lot to it. Yeah, you rest a lot to it because you know we trying to maintain our YouTube channel. Sometimes I forget we're supposed to do a show weekly. You know, you got so much trying to go, especially with website development. Now websites are so important now. And one time everybody was getting away with just having a Facebook page, and then with Twitter now, experts are saying no, you got to have the website because people got to know where to go. You know, to option. And
it looks crazy, like when you put on a business card, find me on Facebook, or put your Facebook name on the business. It looks tacky. Like, it's better to have a website. I mean, I do video trailers and stuff like that for my books, but I just, you know, as far as doing the whole talk show, like, it was a lot of work. So I just was like, whatever.
All right, yeah, we're going to back up a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your background growing up. What would you like as a kid? You know, we know you like to write and everything. You like to stay in and spend time with yourself. But, you know, what made you that way? You know, how was you built?
Like my bio says, I am the only child. So I have a lot of cousins, you know, a lot of family. But I was more geared towards education, and I wanted to stay and read books and play with my wooden gadgets and whatnot and go outside. But for the most part, like, I was a fun-loving kid, you know, like any other kid. I got into a lot of trouble because of my mouth, you know, I talk a lot of crap, and a lot of times I could back it up in a fist fight, so that happens a lot, you know. But I was a typical teenage girl, like, you know, growing up in North New Jersey, you know. So every once in a while I got into a little fight or something, a little scuffle.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you didn't do the cheerleader thing, run track, basketball, none of that?
I tried cheerleading, but I can't take order very well. Like, I don't think, like, somebody yelling in my face and you gotta do a split like this and you gotta do, like, I can't take that, so it just never works out. I guess that's why I'm independent author now, because I can't take somebody dictating to me what I should do, what I shouldn't do, what I could and can't do. So I just, you know, I'm a solo dolo type of person.
Oh, so you gotta be the boss. That's the deal.
Yes.
That's why you're in your situation now. Okay, I got you. All right, now also, you mentioned history. History. I mean, you went to American History High School. How did that school get that name? American.
I live in an area where there are magnet schools for different subjects. They have a science high here. The university is like, it's a magnet school, but it doesn't focus on a specific subject area. But we have technology, arts, and I think there's one more that I'm missing, but I can't think of what it's called right now. And they decided the year in which I graduated middle school that they would start one dedicated to history. And American history was born, and I was the first graduating class of that school. So, yeah.
Okay, so that was a new school. So you said magnet.
Brand new. Brand new gifted and talented. We had this, well, my year that I was initiated into the school, we didn't take a test. We just had to fill out an application and all of that. Then gradually they built a test for the magnet school. So now the kids have to take a test to get into the school. And I believe they had middle school too, 7th and 8th grade, if I'm not mistaken. So they had 7th, 8th, then they go to high school, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Mm-hmm. All right, good. Now, you mentioned that you're juggling motherhood, being a wife, student, author. What's that like? So how is the family coping with all of this? You know, what's the balance? What's the work-life balance?
My baby is 3, and she goes to school, so she's a big mouthpiece because she soaks in everything, and she tells her teachers. My mommy writes books, and my mommy has a radio show, and my mommy does this, and I'll wait. And my husband, he's very supportive of me. He does most of the legwork for me. He ships most of the stuff that I have to ship to my clients, or, you know, he does a lot of stuff for me. Prints a lot of stuff with me as well. So, and he's very, very supportive, and I appreciate that. You know, sometimes
he's behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's behind the scenes guy. Yeah, you know, he's kind of, you know, sometimes he gets a little in his feelings because he's like, "You're my wife. I don't want to share you with everybody else," but you know, he supports.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't remember seeing him, you know, all over your Facebook page like you see a lot of people all, you know, hugged up on their spouse. I know my wife, she's behind the scenes too. She says, "This going to be on Facebook." And
it's also because of our religion. Like, he doesn't even like me posting pictures of myself. Like, he's like, why are you posting pictures of yourself on social media and all this? You know, it's because of our religion. We're Muslims, and we're the type of people who aren't so outward with everything, so that plays a role in not being all lovey-dovey and all that on social media.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah, you got to keep some stuff private. That's just a fact. You got to keep some stuff private. Yeah, you can't do too much socializing out there with the world. Can't give them too much. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this new book, how you're marketing it, how people going to receive it, you know, what you think, you know, your strategy. All right, hold tight, everybody. Let's hear a message from Darlene Rucker-Williams.
What do you give to a person who has everything? Hi, I'm Darlene Rucker-Williams, and I am the owner of Stylish and Stellar Gifts by Dar. I get this question all of the time. At Stylish and Stellar Gifts by Dar, we specialize in customizing gifts for people and pets too. Our gifts are original and one of a kind. Not only do we deliver, we ship as well. We work according to your budget and your theme. We have gifts for all things, including baby showers, sports teams, get well, bridal, birthdays, pets, just because, and that's just to name a few. So let Stylish and Stellar Gifts by Dar take the worry out of your gift giving today and also for the holidays. Our website is www.stylishandstellar.com, and our phone number is 443-682-5664.
Are you looking for a great book of poetry that is romantic, heartfelt, and full of male emotion? Then get Thoughts, Love, and Reflections by James K. Deshay. That's D-E-S-H-A-Y. Go to www.jamesdeshay.com. You will enjoy Thoughts, Love, and Reflections.
All right, that's my man James Deshay. He just released his own podcast. I think he's on his 3rd episode. He's on Saturdays. Very good shows. I've listened to 2 of them, and he's doing his thing. We're trying to support that brother. All right, and we hope you're supporting PositivePower21.org. Yes, we used to brag about Spreaker all the time. We still are. We love the fact that Spreaker has a very powerful broadcast, high definition, But, of course, Blog Talk leads the way when it comes to the amount of podcasters out there. But this is more like a DJ platform. It plays excellent music. But anyway, we're glad you guys are out here listening to us tonight. Yari Kalima, she's talking about her brand new book tonight. Her book is called Even the Bluest Eyes Tell Lies. She says this is a different animal for her. What's up? Tell us why.
It's crime fiction, and it's so out of the box for me because normally I write on the lines of drama, urban fiction, and so I decided to take it a step way out of the box. And my last couple of releases actually were totally different from each other. In January, I released Jasine, which was Islamic fiction, and I hit y'all with Even the Bluest Eye, which is crime fiction. So I've been back up, doing a whole bunch of stuff, and it feels good. It feels good to be able to do what I want to do.
Yeah, that's right. So are you nervous? How the fans going to receive it?
I'm a little bit nervous, only because, I might have to build a whole audience for this book, but they love me so much, my fans, and I'm so grateful to them that they're going to read whatever I write because they know that I'm going to get in the pen. Like, my pen speaks for itself, and they know I'm going to bring it. It doesn't matter what genre it is. Like, I thought the same thing, like, when I wrote Jasine, like, that I wasn't going to get a good feedback from it because it's different. There's no sex in the book, no cussing, no nothing. It's just a love story, really. And so I thought that my fans was going to be like, this is dry, Ira. But it was the reverse. It was like my storytelling abilities came out in that book. And as it does with Even the Bluest Eye, because I had to do a lot of research and I burned the fire.
That's right, man. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'd love to have you back.
And to the listeners, if you want to hear an excerpt reading of Even the Bluest Eye, you check out my trailer. There's a live voiceover read by me from the book. In my trailer, Even the Bluest Eyes Tell Lies.
So you said it's sitting on the website?
It should be on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. And
okay,
I will,
on YouTube.
I will post the link. I'm going to send you the link to your email
yeah,
so that you can share it. But, yeah, I put my foot in this one, y'all.
Yeah, that's right. Yari she's a sponsor of our website, so we're going to do what we can and make sure everybody see that trailer because we're introducing a channel called My Channel, and we'd love to host that on that. See how it does. All right, good. Now you have a number of books out here. Now some of the books you have reduced in prices, giving people opportunity that if they knew. Once they buy your new book, they have an opportunity to try out your other books. Now your paperback for Jasine, let's pronounce Jasine, is that correct?
Jasine.
Jasine, okay. Jasine is going for $15 in the paperback, $2.99. Is it $2.99 on the Kindle? Is that right?
Yes.
I'm not sure. Okay. So that's your baby, that book. You're not going to knock that down to free.
I mean, she's fresh out the box. Like, Jasine just came out in January. So, no, I'm not going to knock the price down. I just put Gossip Village for free, last week. So I'm not going to do it again anytime soon. I had about 2,000 downloads on it on the free joint. But it's on Kindle Unlimited. So if you got that, then you can get the book for $0. But my thing is this. Even though I love the exposure, I'm in this to make some dollars and put my talents on the line. And I can't make dollars if I give everything away for free. And so you won't find any more 99-cent books on Ira Kalima. You should be grateful to me that you're getting Dungeon Master and maybe Brick City Chick or the Low Love, because it won't happen no more. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you could get Brick City Chick 1 for 99 cents, get your little taste of Ira Kalima, and then, But paperbacks is where it's at. All of my books are in paperback, so contact me, swagproductions2014@gmail.com, and I'll get you a paperback.
That's right. Get your paper. Now, your paperbacks, are they printed and the production done by Amazon CreateSpace, or coming out of another house? It is. All right. So that's on demand. So that's on demand for. So they wouldn't get it out of your publishing house with a signed signature, or they can buy it. How would they get you to sign
it? If they would like signed copies, email me or visit my website. Get signed copies there. I order in books, or always have books. Just let me know that you want the book, and then I'll sign it and send it to you. And I accept PayPal, I accept credit cards, whatever you need, I got you. I accept money order too. One thing I don't accept is a personal check. I don't accept those, but I will accept the money order.
That's right. Now, now you got the paperback books. You have them on your website. Where can people find you? They want to meet you. You know, most of the time when you buy a paperback book, you're interested in the author. You know, you're really that's supporting right there. You go paperback.
Well, I'm from Newark, but on May 23rd, I will be in Philadelphia at the Veer Recreational Center in Philadelphia. I will be at the Newark Public Library on June 20th at Charnel Williams' first annual book fair. And I may be at Harlem Book Fair. I'm not sure yet. I'm still debating.
Everybody got to get to New York now. Is that in July? Because I thought somebody just told me it's in July, the first week of July.
Yeah, it's in July. Well, I think that's usually for the festival, and it's a little bit before Harlem Book Fair. But Harlem Book Fair is on the 18th of July.
Oh, it is.
And my issue with that is that it's in the middle of July, and so my issue with that is that it's the end of Ramadan. It's the last day of Ramadan that day, so I don't know. I'm debating.
Yeah, I thought somebody told me it was like the first week of July, because I know I was planning to hit the islands sometime when school ends, and I was trying to get to New York, but I didn't want to go when it was super hot, because I got to go see Granny. Granny's in Harlem. Yeah.
We'll see. I might be there. I might go as a spectator and not as an author, but we'll see. It will feel weird to be there not as an author, so I don't know. But it's the celebratory day of Ramadan that day, so I just have to really think about it. But the price is that cheap, so, and I don't live across the bridge, so I'm just really debating myself.
Now, what other festivals do you try to frequent when you can? That's on the schedule.
I mean, I'm everywhere. Like, I'm everywhere. I always have books. I sold 2 books in Fridays the other day.
You sold something in Fridays?
I walk around, yes. I walk around with my little author Yada Kalima bag, and oftentimes I have on a shirt or something, a button, something that say that I'm an author, and people ask me, "You write books?" And I write books. I got a book right here. You want to see? So
you're a billboard. You're a walking billboard, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, it is time for me to detail the Jeep. Time to detail the Jeep. Things we got to do to sell.
Yeah,
that's the name of the game, right?
It's not too much I'm gonna do for sale, but but I will promote myself, and I will mention it at every chance that I get. And I think that, like, now that I have my books, my physicals, my books in paperback, I'm even more vocal than I was before when I just had ebooks. Now I'm like, I got paperback. I like books.
Now you're having fun. Now, what were you doing when it was just digital? Now, I get customers here. I mean, I get clients on the show, guests come on, and they just digital. How do you promote yourself when you're at a venue like that? Give them a postcard or something, a business card?
When my books were only in ebooks, I just was only really promoting on social media. People really didn't know that I was an author unless my first book came out, Too Much to Chew. I ordered copies just for my family, so I have a book signing with my family, and now, like, in between, it was just like, oh, I got a book out, that was it. Like, if you bought it, you bought it, and I might text message the links or whatever like that. But now that I got paperbacks, what? I mean, like, I like books.
Yeah.
So a lot of people be like, I didn't know that you wrote books. So, yeah, I do. But now it's like, right. I'm more vocal about it.
Okay. All right. So we understand now. What are you doing different now that you didn't do before with social media? That's what they want to know.
Well, I don't really know that if it's something that I'm doing differently, because even with my earlier books, I'll hire a promoter every once in a while, and a lot of times I don't even have to promote my books myself because word of mouth is everything. People gonna talk. Mm-hmm. It's just like, with the whole Please Don't Kill Me movement. Like, one day a girl had posted a screenshot from her Kindle, which she shouldn't have done, but she did. She posted a screenshot from her Kindle of Please Don't Kill Me, and that day the sales went out of the roof. Like, we sold like 100 copies that day, and then I sold probably like 20 paperback copies. So, it's word of mouth. Word of mouth is everything.
Yeah, I had some. I had a children's book too. Oh, do you?
Yeah, I have a children's book too, and it's called Samira Trip for the Mass Jig, and I mostly sell paperbacks for that one. I really don't sell ebooks, but it is an ebook if somebody wants to buy an ebook, but I mostly sell paperbacks for that book because it's a children's book and they should be more hands-on. Girl posted a picture of the cover and like, my daughter loves this book, and that generated a couple of dozen sales. So, it's about word of mouth.
So sometimes magic can happen, and it can happen from just one fan can cause it to blow up because you don't know who they are and who they know, right? Absolutely. Wow. Now, was that the most, magical thing that has ever happened to you online? Was, that young woman doing that, that screenshot of her Kindle?
I mean, yeah, but because that's how Please Don't Kill Me started in the first place. I posted a flash fiction piece on my Facebook. It got like 200 likes and 200 comments, and the next thing you know, Please Don't Kill Me was more. So social media plays a major role in how mainstream artists, especially the new people that's coming in. I'm not talking about the Wahida Clarks of the genre or, Quan, like I Am Legend of the genre. I'm talking about the new people who just came in, they like a year off the sheet. That's how they get their money, through social media. Quan or Wahida Clark, they don't have to promote their books on social media. Somebody know that they have a book coming out, it's going to sell. Like, they won't make sense. Right. But people who just coming into this thing, they have to go a little step further. And a lot of times, even though I do promote, I sell books, I have books or whatever, a lot of times I don't even have to say that. It's my personality that get people to gravitate towards me. It's how I talk. It's how I carry myself. It's the advocacy for other people that makes me popular,
That's right. All right. Now, I want to get back to this book. I was reading some of it. Even the bluest eyes tells lies. Tell us about your favorite character in this book. I just got to know. Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite characters? But we want to hear a little bit about your favorite.
Well, it's really about only like 3 people. So the main character is my favorite character. Even though she's crazy as all hell, she is my favorite character because she is like, she's insane, and the lengths she'll go to for what she wants just makes her even more taboo.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said there's only 3 characters in the book?
I mean, there's other little, people, but the main group of the story is about 3 people. 4, maybe. It's
so
2 couples.
Ask you, what are they?
It's 2 couples and some miscellaneous side chick girl, but she's important, but she's not really that important. The book is mainly about the main character, which is Madison, and she's looking for a family. That's what she wants, and she doesn't get what she wants, so she goes to enlist to get it, and it turns into a cannibal, basically. So the book is like,
off the chain.
She's off the chain.
That's a great thing. Because look, when somebody say they have like 3 or 4 characters, I'm thinking that, these people must be trapped in a room or a house. It's based on just one little central, it's been movies like that before where it's just the characters in a house and, everything is taking place like that. Now you mentioned in the book a sheriff, so, and they live in Alaska, so what is this, a small town in Alaska?
Yeah, very small town. Probably like 12 people in the town. And
12 people?
Yeah.
How? I did some research.
I had to do some research. But I don't really mention like everybody because it's not really about everybody.
Hey, I think your phone went out. I think your phone went out a little bit. Do you hear me? I think your phone went out a little bit. It's like
I can hear you.
Like in a can. Yeah, you sound like you was talking in a can. Yeah, I hear you good now. Now you can. Okay, you said it was 12 people living in a small town. You said you did research, so these towns do exist in Alaska? You said these towns, they do exist in Alaska? You said it was like 12 people living in a small town?
Yes, it's called like Knarf. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but Capernaum, something like that. And it's in Alaska, and I did the research. It's like 12 people living there or something like that. Yeah, basically, it's more like 2 families together because the husband is the sheriff. So how you gonna be the sheriff of like 10 people? It's like 2 towns joined together. But that's a minute detail of the story. The story is more about her quest of how she's gonna get this baby. Like she has a miscarriage, she wants a kid. How is she gonna get this kid that she has wanted all of her life? Like how is she gonna do it? And the story is about how she executes her plan. So it's really like something that you will watch on like Discovery, Investigation Discovery Channel, like really like that.
Because I'm looking at your cover.
It's like step by step, like everything that she does to plan how she's gonna get this kid.
So this book is dark. It's real dark.
Yeah. I mean, there's some wit, some humor, some little stuff, but mostly dark. Mostly
I was about to say, so where did you have to take yourself to write a book like this? I mean, how you prepare yourself?
Well, I saw the cover first, and I just knew that I wanted to write a book about that color, and I had to just think about like some grittiness, and it's some parts of the book where I can actually taste everything that's going on in the story. It's just like it just pulls you in, and my skills as a writer just makes it even more reeling. So yeah, I enjoy writing it.
So was this the funnest book, you think? Would you say? You think this was your most enjoyable book? Was this the most enjoyable book you had to write? You had a lot of fun writing this? You had to, because it was so different from what you've been doing?
Between this book and Annika, I would say there were, and I wrote them like simultaneously. I finished Even the Bull's Eye, and then I started writing Annika. Annika's finished. She's in print right now. I don't have it on ebook, but she will be soon. But she's in print, and they were most like I had fun writing both of them.
So what should your audience? What should your audience expect next from you? Based on the results. from this book?
I'm not a series type of writer, so I might do another crime fiction book, and I'm thinking of doing something else related to babies. So I've been thinking about it for a very long time. I saw a cover for it, but she sold it, so I'm gonna have to get Dynasty to make me one from scratch. But yeah, I probably do like another one that's about crime fiction related to babies again.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do books in pairs. So, yeah, but I don't like doing series. Like Jacine and Onika, they're both Islamic fiction, so there might be another one with another name as a title. So that's how I'm going to do it. And so I might do another crime fiction one about a baby. I don't know.
Yeah, awesome.
We'll see.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, how many pages should we expect from this book?
This book is about 200 pages-ish.
Yeah, okay, because it's showing the print length is 122. I didn't see that. Okay. All right. Now, you mentioned, now you're dealing with Dynasty Cover Me. So what happened? She designed these book covers and you guys just, go grocery shopping?
Sort of. Like she posted pre-made covers. This one, Even the Bluest Eye, was a pre-made cover. The last couple of ones that I bought from her were pre-made. Like she posted them, and then I said I want that, and then I bought it. So
they on her website? So they're on her website?
Either on her website or on Facebook. I follow her on Facebook, so I see everything that she posts. Like with the Onika cover, she posted it and tagged me in it and said, this cover is for you, instead of her just like inboxing it to me. But she posted it on Facebook. She's like, this is for you, Ira. And I bought it, and Onika was born. So now it's become like I've been buying a bunch of covers and have no story for them. So I have to write the book to the cover, put them in the stash spot. I got like 3 that's in the stash spot that I haven't been touched yet. Like they just sit.
So that's how you do it? So that's your style? You base your story is based on what you see in the cover?
Yeah. Wow. Now it's becoming that.
Wow, that's awesome. I guess you have to do it like that if you're buying the covers up front instead of you coming up with a story, then go shop for the cover.
Yeah, and sometimes it happens like I have the idea already. Like I already started thinking about it, and then she'll post something, and I'll be like, okay, that's going to go with this story. So sometimes it happens like that too. I have this one idea that I've been thinking about for the longest, and I saw a cover on the page, and before I could snag it, somebody bought it, and I was like, what? I've been sitting here for like 3 months, and now that I want it, it ain't there no more. Like, I was upset, but yeah. So I have the idea, I just haven't written it yet.
Yeah. All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get your final thoughts. And I want to say we appreciate you joining us your second time around. You're making things happen, and that's good, be so young. You really have vision. And congratulations, being a wife, a mom, a student, an author, and I guess you can call yourself a composition manager. That's the terminology. If you're not going to use publisher, composition manager. All right? So hold tight. Right. So when we come back, we're going to get Yari Kalima's final thoughts for tonight's show. So here's another message from my man James Deshay. And don't forget, he has a podcast. No, I'm sorry. We're going to run Dominique. We owe Dominique a run. Here we go. Dominique Wilkins with Good Books.
Have you been hurt? Been backstabbed? Got a talking back team. Well, you're not alone. No. Escaping to another reality. Through Dominique Wilkins' Good Books. Good Books, audio books, paperback, ebook, Good Books. Available on AuthorDWilkinsGoodBooks.com.
All right, that's Dominique Wilkins, and she writes a lot of books too, y'all. Another one. She's a lot of books. You guys are rolling. So, you gotta keep the fans happy and keep them engaged, right? All right, y'all. You ready for your final thoughts? Remember, we got people out there thinking about becoming authors. You got people in business. And I want you to think about this when you do your final thoughts. I have a lot of people in business. Government contractors, some of them are kind of, especially they haven't gotten a contract yet. but they still trying to grind. What you have to say to people in this world in public?
Dreams are real. Never give up on what you see, because if you dream in color, it doesn't mean the next person sees what you see. So just keep dreaming, keep working, keep praying, stay humble.
That's right. All right, you keep doing your thing. We appreciate you joining us.
And I am giving an event on September 19th in Newark, New Jersey, called the Strong Women Achieving Greatness Expo, with all female vendors and entrepreneurs. So if you would be interested in that, email me at flagproductions2014 at gmail.com.
All right. You said that's going to be in September?
Yep, September 19th.
In Newark, New Jersey. All right, yeah, we're going to put something out on that one at time. You know, people forget. All right. That's Jari Kalima. We appreciate you being here. Keep doing what you're doing. You're definitely a role model for people your age. I mean, you're doing a lot right now. It's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I applaud you. All right, and I wish you and your husband the best, and stay strong. Keep doing what you're doing, and I enjoy seeing you out there on Facebook. And we'll stay in contact with you and continue to do powerful things, okay? All right, y'all. I'm Jerry Royce Live. I always tell you guys all the time, you want to hear the good stuff, you come on out here to Positive Power 21.org with Jerry Royce Live. Hear young people like Yari doing her thing out there. So let's do it, y'all. Have an awesome week. I'm Jerry Royce Live. I'm worldwide. Thank you for tuning in to Jerry Royce Live on PositivePower21.org and Spreaker.com/Positive Power 21. This is a Voice Enterprises production. And don't forget about replay on Facebook.com/Jerry Royce Live. All right, y'all. Stay awesome all week long. I'm Jerry Royce Live. I'm worldwide.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hi, I am recording artist Marilyn Dunn from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking for some soul-stirring, anointed, spiritual, and heartfelt music, visit my website at www.marilynnDunnMinistries.com. Or you can also find me on CD Baby, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. For booking information, contact Mr. Kevin Dunn at 636-856-0551. That's 636-856-0551.
I am Sonny Giovanni, the author of The Son of Zeus, and I'm rocking with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Pat. Hi, I'm Teresa Cowell.
Hi, Jerry. This is Iris Sandro Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Byrne. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dahlia the poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Lamar Marquis with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin in, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Hardy, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.author.BillPowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane, is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional. An exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today. Available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Fighting Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to WritingRoyaltyPromotions.com and check us out.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to PositivePower21.org. I am Jerry Royce Live, and you're listening to episode 331. That's right, and tonight on the show, we got Sunny Giovanni. That's right, she dropped a couple of books. She's going to talk about just maybe one of them, but we're here to talk to her. We're so excited to have her on the show. But right now, let's hear a word from our sponsor, James Deshay, the romance man.
Are you looking for a great book of poetry that is romantic, heartfelt, and full of male emotion? Then get Thoughts, Love, and Reflections by James K. Deshay. That's D-E-S-H-A-Y. Go to www.jamesdeshay.com. You will enjoy Thoughts, Love, and Reflections.
All right, that's our sponsor, James Deshay. We appreciate him. All right, you guys looking to promote your book, come on out to PositivePower21.org. Join us. Put your cover display out there so the world can see you, and sell some digital downloads. All right, we ready to bring Nikki out. But before we bring her out, let's hear her bio. This presentation from Jerry Royce Live. Tonight on Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, we got Sunny Giovanni in Southern Dallas, Texas. Sunny Giovanni, or Gio as she likes to be called, was born on the 5th day of June in 1989. Born to a mother who was a teacher and a graduate from Texas A&M University, who couldn't so much as watch a Disney movie if you hadn't read the book beforehand. Gio has had a very strong history with literature, diversifying from poetry, winning contests, thriller, short stories as a way to vent her frustration. The pen was handed down to her from an older sibling as a means to focus her negative energy and anger into something different, but was used as a way to alter her own situation. That's right. Gio is a mother of 3 children, the fan of Lucid Legends public scene, photography, No Joke Entertainment, the host of We Talk Too Much on Blog Talk Radio and blogs on Tumblr under the name of No Joke Go. Gio, she is a friend to many and prides herself for making a smile out of an extremely horrible day. It doesn't matter if you're having a bad day, a smile can make everything else seem so small. Crack a joke when someone is hurt and see how fast they cheer up. Even at a random moment, it makes no sense to see how fast they forget about everything else and wonder what's wrong with you, but end up smiling in the process. It works every time. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Gio Bonnie, Sunny Giovanni, to PositivePower21.org, the Jerry Royce Live Worldwide. Enjoy this presentation. All right, Sunny Giovanni's on the show, everybody.
Good, how are you?
Oh, awesome. I'm doing awesome. All right, you ready for your first question?
I'm ready.
First question. All right. First question is, who is Sunny Giovanni?
Sunny Giovanni actually is an alter ego. I was the shy and timid kid in school. I was a lover, not a fighter. And I was actually afraid to go on stage for oratorical contests. I didn't want to really read my own poetry out loud. And this one day, it changed. I wore contact lenses for the first time and changed my hair, and it was a different person.
Basically just quiet, reserved, the penman, sit down and write, that's the writer.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, just like Beyonce got the Sasha Fierce thing going on,
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. It's just like the, Superman, Clark Kent, Batman,
Right.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne, kind of playboy reserve, but then Batman, he's the detective, the mind guy. He can figure things out. Sometimes you gotta do. And why do you think that happened? Was it, growing up, the neighborhood was rough, or a lot of smart kids? What was up?
I grew up in a predominantly urban neighborhood. Our section of South Dallas was very bad, and my mom was the more reserved type. She didn't raise me like other kids were raised. I guess I could say I wasn't one of the crowd. I wasn't like everybody else. Never really fit in.
Now, growing up in southern Dallas, we up north, even though a lot of northerners consider Maryland to be south because we're so close to Virginia, but we still kind of say we more north, close to Pittsburgh and those areas like that. We we have a lot of friends and family. A lot of people went to Dallas. It looks like the economy had picked up there. I think somebody struck oil. Ooh, who's that? Somebody breaking into my. Let me do that real quick. Hold tight. All right, so anybody come in. All right, let's. Buying homes and everything. Do you see a difference where you from? Were they able to take advantage of the boosting economy?
And I left South Dallas when I was 17, and I went off to college. And I came back, I think I was about 22 when I came back. It was 3 years ago. And it was so different. I got changed. It was a lot of condominiums built. They moved schools. It was, what do you call those? More lofts? It was a loft built on a really bad street. They even changed one infamous street, Bear Street. They changed it. And I just ended up like, where am I? Like, it's not supposed to be a loft right here. Can somebody pull up a GPS because
D.C. I remember the same thing with D.C. Made a right turn. That used to be the hood. You could find strip clubs and little peep movies, all those places. Turn that down, and you see like top of the line McDonald's and restaurants to take up the whole block. Cobblestone roads. It's like they really did their thing. But that's good. So growing up, seeing all that happen, you can't really just go back and say, "Oh, let me see where I come from," to remind myself, what it was like. Now, penning your books. Are you penning your books from what you know from the neighborhood, or you have a very good imagination? What's the deal there?
It's a combination of it all. I remember a lot of things that happened when I grew up, and my mom actually has a binder with a lot of newspaper clippings in it from incidents that happened in South Dallas. It's that, as well as taken from a lot of my colleagues, their situations, some of the things that they seen when they grew up, and just something I spin up in my head. It may be unbelievable to some people, but for a fact, if you're from the hood, it's a high probability that something like that didn't happen.
Yeah. So what are you finding yourself writing about now? Your manager didn't mention that you're writing as a poet, so you're obviously writing on the fiction genre.
I do. When I came in, when I first started to independently publish, I was writing urban fiction. But I'm one of those type of authors. We can't be still. Like, we can't stay in a specific genre. We're all over the place. At the current time, I'm doing thriller and African American romance.
Wow. And I was just talking about that the other day to a gentleman. Okay, so how's that going? I mean, which one, first we're going to say which one is making the most loot and which one do you enjoy the most?
Let's see, which one makes the most money? I say urban would make the most. Urban and drama, it's like they're neck and neck. Because I can drop a book right now in either category and it'll just fly. Like, I have, 389 likes on my author page. And when I look on, my KDP account and I see how many books I sold, it's sometimes more than that. I'm like, where did you people come from? How do you even know about me? But everything else, I really haven't tried my hand in everything else. I tried short story. That took a while, I guess, to really get off the ground, as well as paranormal. I have done gay and lesbian short story, which was okay, but it really didn't take off like the urban and drama.
Right. Now, let's talk about your audience then. That was really interesting what you just said. Your audience. So did you build your audience first because you started out in urban literature?
I believe so. When it comes to professionally publishing, I build my audience mainly from when I used to write fan fiction on Tumblr. And that was just from, young love, urban.
So basically your audience was built from that. So that means, if you drop something you're not familiar with, then you may have some, just like, people say they're Prince fans, no matter what Prince, if Prince come out with a rap album, they're going to buy it. But the ones that, that was the bandwagon fans are like, I don't want Prince singing me no rap. I want to hear rock. So do you think that's what happened? They were like, okay, she going there? They're not your hardcore fans. They didn't support you.
I think it's different strokes for different folks, it's the same now as how it was when I was writing fan fiction for Tumblr. So if, I wrote a Chris Brown fan fiction and they were Chris Brown fans, they would jump on it, they would read it, just like that's what you like, and, you go and buy it.
That's right. So which one is paying the bills? That's the question.
Which one is paying the bills? Oh, that's a hard question. I would have to go with the drama for me right now. Yeah. The drama genre is really paying off.
Now, do you have a lot of time when it comes to marketing and promotion to really experiment with the other genres? I mean, of course, like let's say again. Well, let me ask you the other question again. Which one do you enjoy writing the most? If you had your choice.
I really, really, really enjoy the drama.
You do. When you say the drama, you're talking about what? Basically the streets, the relationships, what comes with that?
It's all around. You can pick from either or. I love the good villain in the book, that character you cannot stand. I think that's the main reason I'm sticking with genre, that specific genre, because I love the villains. I love the twists and the turns. I love the heartache in the book. I love those spontaneous, happy moments. I think I got to stick with drama.
Now, did you mention that you like mystery? You say you write mystery thrillers also?
No, I just do thriller. I am getting ready to release my very first thriller, and I am in love with that book.
Oh, so it's your first thriller, your first one?
Yeah, professionally published, yeah.
Yeah. So how you think it's going to do?
I think it's going to do well. I spawned that book from a young urban other book, and that book did really well. It just has some of the main characters in this specific book.
Right. Good. Now, you sound successful. What would you give? Where would you put the credit? The management, the publishing company, you, the time you spend with your fans.
Credit for my success, I would have to share that with myself and my readers, because I am my own worst enemy. Sometimes what my test readers might like, I might not, and I have to go back and I have to step it up a notch. I can't settle. And whatever I put out, if it's not for the readers, then I wouldn't constantly hit number one, or I wouldn't be able to pay the bills. So it's half and half with that one.
That's right. All right. Now, in your bio, you mentioned that, you were penning a lot, mostly because you were angry. And I think you said a sibling kind of turned you on to writing. You said you had to focus your negative energy, anger. What were you angry about? What was going on? When you're young, were you really young at that point?
I have no idea what I was angry about. I guess I was one of those kids that just had a chip on their shoulder. And my mama tried taking me to a child psychologist, and I wouldn't open up. And my older sister, she's older than me by 8 years, and she was on babysitting duty. And in order to keep me calm and keep me focused, she's just like, you know how I write in my journals all the time? Okay, good, because that's what you're going to do. You know how to read? You know how to write? I want you to write me a poem. Write me how you feel. And I kind of got it, addicted to it. And on Saturday nights, my sister and I, we would share our poetry, and we would kind of get to the root of things or how I was feeling, because I wrote my poetry.
Wow, that was deep. So she helped you a lot. So what came out of it?
It came out of my mama putting me in oratorical contests. She was cleaning our room, and she found my composition notebook, and she said, you know what, you're not going to sit here with this talent, and I want people to hear how big your voice is. You're so shy and timid. You don't ever want to say anything. Congratulations, because now you are. This has to be said on stage.
Wow. So it started right there. How old were you then?
I was 7.
7? Wow. I was going to guess around 12. That's when, young girls tend to kind of come out, as, know what's wrong. The braces too tight or what, What is the deal? I know you guys are changing. Your body's going through a lot of changes, and, it's like you just don't know. You're just all over the place. All right.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now, also, we didn't get a chance to read deep into your bio, but you mentioned in there that you also host a blog talk radio show and podcaster. How's that going for you?
Oh goodness, it's well. I haven't done it in a while, but I promise this side of Sonny Giovanni that's doing this interview right now, you hear me talking to you, and you will probably say, "Oh, she's such a sweetheart." But if you listen to my show, that is a completely different something. I have to warn you to kind of relax before you listen to that show, because it's a lot of swears. It's some of everything from celebrities to politics. I hold no prisoners on that. I get an average of between 25 and 3,000 callers in a night.
Wow, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Thank you.
Yeah, because, that's where people want to go sometime, Yeah. That's good. That's your cup of tea. So you was built for that. See, I'm not built to be taking a whole bunch of calls. We'd be on the phone all night because I'm going to entertain everybody's conversation. That's my problem, got to let it go. So just give me one person at a time. That's why I don't take callers, because we be on there having time. So, oh, my God,
but
I got another show coming on.
I see them, after the show, but I don't really take them all. I take probably about 5 live if you have questions or whatever, but after, and they show you the statistics, how many people called in, it always wows me.
Yeah, I feel bad I left everybody on the phone like that. It was just like that when we got started here. Everybody was filling up the queue, and I was like, once they found out I don't take callers, people don't call in no more. They just wait till they go live, So I said, that's what it is, But that's good. That is good. So it sounds like, something you meant to do. All right, and then there's a lot of podcasters out there now. People have their choices of how they want to be entertained, and I think that's a good thing. It's not just, we just don't have to sit around and wait for mainstream to decide what they want to give us. We can look for what we want. That's good. All right, we'd like to see you get back into that. That'd be cool. All right, also you mentioned that you're an advocate. You're an advocate for gay and transgender. That twisted up.
Gay and transgender rights.
Yeah, I remember reading it, but I couldn't find it when I was looking through your bio. I should have highlighted what I was going to bring up. But anyway, so how's that going? How did that start?
It started when I thought that I was weird for how, when you cross over into like junior high school and this one big culture class, I didn't find myself looking at the boys. But gym time, I'm looking around the locker room like, oh gosh, she is pretty. I shouldn't be looking at her like that, I go to the same sister that handed me the pen,